The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Funniest thing I ever seen was a bobcat stitching on a stitching machine. Oh, he stitched all day and he stitched all night. Funniest thing I ever seen.
Oh, Grandpa, man, I can't find it. I looked just about every place.
Can't find what, Luke?
Well, the blue horse blanket you wanted.
Well, it's right around the corner there on top of the toolbox where it's always been.
Howdy, Grandpa.
Hi, little Luke.
Well, Lulu. You see, Grandpa, there ain't nothing here in the toolbox but this coyote skin. Did you kill him?
Oh, see, that's a coyote hide, all right, Luke, but I never killed it. But I'd like to know is where that blue horse blanket went.
Well, maybe a coyote took it.
Now, coyote wouldn't have no use for a horse blanket.
Well, this one that got himself skin sure does. Nights get pretty chilly around here, you know.
You know what? I bet you Harry got it.
Harry who?
That little Hermit fella?
Uh-huh.
Harry who?
Yeah, I heard he does things like that.
Uh-huh.
Harry who?
Oh, excuse me, Grandpa. Did you say something?
Oh, of course not. No, I'm just a flatty-faced old barn owl that stands here saying, Harry who? Harry who?
Well, I was going to tell you about this Harry the Hermit fella.
They call him Pack Rat Harry. He lives up in the hills, and he steals things and leaves other things in their place, like a pack rat.
Well, if it's him, he's going to find out who he's a-dealing with. Now, I got some milking to do. But from now on, we're putting our blankets under lock and key. Never seen the like of it. The blanket was practical new. Only had it about 7 or 8 years. Now, come on, Betch. If I lay my hands on that fella, I'll sure give it to him. Come on, give down now, Bessie. Quit holding back on me. You ain't been milked since yesterday. By jingo, she's been drained. Another one of these things, huh? Well, that thieving rascal. Let me see him try to take something around here. Get goofy traps all over the place. He comes tipsy-toeing around, he's gonna be wham! I'm gonna get him.
Grandpa, I don't see why you're making such a big fuss over a little bit of milk.
And a $6 horse blanket.
But both times he left you something instead.
I suppose you figure it's all right for a boy to come and take anything he wants, just so long as he leaves a couple of coyote hides, huh?
Hey, Grandpa, we're going to play checkers, or ain't we?
What was that? Something's in the coop with the chickens.
It's the Hermit, he's back again.
Let's go, Grandpa.
You stay out of this now, you kids. This could be dangerous.
Oh, gee.
Now, take it easy, Grandpa. It could just be one of them coyotes.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's had its last meal. This is it. Women to the rear. I'll take the lead. Oh, for gosh sake, Grandpa, this ain't San Juan Hill. It's worse. Leastwise, old Teddy knows what he's dealing with. Get the flashlight, Luke. Yeah. But now, we stay close together. We go single file. When I say get him, you show the light. You all set, Luke? Yeah, Grandpa. Quiet.
Don't shoot, Grandpa. It's a man.
Yeah, it looks like him, all right. Pack Rat Harry.
Got him by jingles. How long the sheriff say it'll take him to get here, Kate?
About 20 minutes. Grandpa, do you have to keep that gun pointed at him? While the poor man's half scared to death.
Maybe you'll make a break for it.
Oh, he'll do no such thing.
You two get along, get to bed now.
Aw, gee, Kate, do we have to?
You heard. To bed.
Come on, little Luke.
Okay.
How are things up in the hills?
Poor man, I feel sorry for him.
I wonder why he won't talk.
He don't look to me like he's got all his marbles.
Grandpa!
That'd be the sheriff, Luke. It's about time he got here. Leave him in, will you?
Sheriff, come on in.
Evening, everybody. Headquarters radioed a call, said you were having some trouble.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, Harry. What are you doing here?
We found him in our chicken house.
You're stealing eggs.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Mr. McCoy. It's the third time this month.
Having a regular crime wave, huh?
Well, a couple people in the neighborhood didn't know about Harry. Called us up. He took some milk and butter, left some turnips and corn. Guess them folks didn't like turnips. What'd he leave you?
Oh, some coyote skins.
Yeah, and he took a $6 horse blanket and drained out cow.
All right, Harry. You know you're not supposed to do none of this. I've told you time and time again. Now stop bothering people and go along home.
Home? Ain't you going to arrest him?
Well, no, I wasn't thinking about it.
Oh, I never heard the like. Never. Here I catch a thief for you, and you want to turn him loose.
Well, I got no call to arrest Harry without a sworn complaint.
Well, I've been swearing and complaining here for the last 10 minutes, ain't I?
Grandpa, it ain't really necessary to have Harry arrested, is it?
Hey, maybe Kate's right, Grandpa. Maybe we ought to just forget the whole thing.
Forget it. Why, the next thing you wanting us to be paying him a reward for stealing from us. Now, look, I'm a law-abiding citizen that pay my taxes. When I catch a man busting into my house, I want him arrested. Now, I seen my duty and I done it. Now, I'm expecting you to do yours.
Well, I got no choice if you feel that way, Mr. McCoy. Okay, Harry, better come along with me.
Well, that's that.
Yeah, it sure is.
Poor man.
Yeah, well, man's going to dance, he's got to pay the fiddler. Come on, Luke, let's get back to our checky game.
Oh, I'm kind of sleepy, Grandpa. I think I'll forget about checkers tonight.
Think I'll turn in early myself. Night.
Now, I'll be along in a minute, Sugar Babe. I'll lock up the barn.
Well, morning.
Morning, Grandpa.
Where's the kids at?
They left for school just a few minutes ago.
You never said goodbye. I never seen them go when I was out front.
They went out the back way.
Pass the coffee, will you, Luke? Well, go ahead and say what you want to say. But when a man's caught stealing, he should be put away. A few days in the poke, he'll learn him a good lesson.
A few days. Luke, I think you better read this to Grandpa.
Hermit to be held for observation. The Hermit of Chatsworth Hills, affectionately known as Pack Rat Harry, is to be held for possible commitment to a state mental institution after hearing by a psychiatric board. The Hermit was arrested last night after a complaint of theft was filed by a farmer, Amos McCoy, who apprehended the Hermit at gunpoint. The hearing will take place this afternoon at the Psychiatric Division of the Valley General Hospital.
They're gonna lock him up like an animal.
Take it easy, Sugar Babe. I'm sure they know what they're doing. If they put him in a hospital, they'll take real good care of him.
But it's cruel. It's just plain cruel.
Don't pay no mind, Luke. Women gets churned up over things like that.
Yeah.
A good mess of crick trout for supper. Get a mind off it. So go on, get your fish pole, and we'll go up and back of the hill to that new stream we've been going to try out, huh?
I don't feel like going fishing.
My blanket. Yep, it's mine, all right. Everybody around here must have been reading the morning papers.
For a minute there, I thought you were the Hermit.
No, he ain't here.
Well, who ran up the red flag?
Well, I just took down the horse blanket.
Oh, then there's no fire, huh?
Fire?
Yes, that's a signal that the Hermit used to give us when he spotted a brush fire. He'd pull down the all-clear blue flag and run up the red one. I was driving in the area, and when I saw the signals change, I figured they'd let Harry out. You were a friend of his?
Well, we're acquainted.
And you know what happened. I better run this back up again, or the boys will be giving out an alarm.
But this...
Can you imagine anyone having old Harry arrested? Nice man like that. Never bothered anyone in his whole life. Just took care of his animals. Practically kept this whole area free of fires and coyotes single-handed. Yes, sir. Makes a mean, dried-up old buzzard like that McCoy fella do something like that. Doesn't it?
I guess it does, yeah.
Oh, I better take care of his skins there and keep them for him. They're worth $5 apiece.
Just $5 a piece for coyote hides?
State bounty. You know, he used to give away one of these just for a few cents worth of milk, butter, and eggs.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, ain't it?
Maybe. Oh, Harry just doesn't believe in money. He wants to swap one thing for another. Always sees to it that he gets the worst of the bargain, too. Yes, sir, I'd sure like to run across that McCoy fella sometime. Well, so long, mister. Very nice. Say, I didn't catch your name.
Smith. John Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith. Be seeing you.
Good afternoon, Harry. Does this patient have any relatives or a consulting physician present? Harry, we'd like you to understand that we're here to help you. Now, I've been informed by your ward physician that you've refused to speak to anyone. Is this true? Well, will you try to cooperate with us? We'd just like to ask you a few simple questions. Fine. Now then, Harry, what is your family name?
Wilson, I think.
How old are you?
Pretty old.
Well, would you say 50? 60? 70?
Guess so.
Who is the President of the United States?
Don't he know?
Well, we know, Harry. Do you?
If I don't, does that make me crazy?
No one said anything about your being crazy. The question is one of simple curiosity.
Kill the cat.
We'll take the chance.
Who is the President of the United States?
Well, now, I just ain't sure.
I thought so.
Let me see. There was Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Addison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, McKinley, Roosevelt, Teddy, Taft, Wilson, Hardin, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, FDR, Truman, Eisenhower, and Kennedy. I think.
You certainly know your presidents.
Can you do it?
I don't think so.
It's all right, son. It's all right.
Where do you live? Harry, where do you live?
Huh?
I asked you where you lived.
Oh, up in the hills.
This report says you were arrested for stealing. Is this true?
I was arrested for swapping. I never took nothing I didn't give something for.
Harry, do you have any family or friends?
Oh, I got a big family. Most people are my friends. Most people.
If you have a family, why didn't they come here today so we could speak with them?
They couldn't do that. No.
Well, why not? What sort of people are they?
Well, they ain't people at all. No, they ain't. They're dogs and cats, deers and squirrels, a few owls and rabbits, too. No, you couldn't talk to them. Took us years before we got to know each other.
You talk with these animals?
Well, sort of.
Harry, we're interested in your welfare as a citizen of this state. In these times, it's unnecessary for a man your age to live the strange way you do.
Well, I guess I am a mite touched at that, huh?
Not at all. We just feel you'd be much better off in the care of the people of this state who are well equipped to look after you.
You're darn right.
Do you have an interest in this case?
You're darn right I'm interested. I'm the fella what had him arrested.
Oh, I see. What is your name?
My name's McCoy, Amos McCoy. And he stole my $6 horse blanket. And he drained my cow. And I think he should ought to be locked up.
Mr. McCoy, there's no question of locking anyone up. Mr. Wilson will be looked after and supervised, that's all.
Well, that's all right, just so long as a dangerous lunatic like him ain't a running loose no more.
Mr. McCoy, Mr. Wilson is neither dangerous nor a lunatic.
Now, look, just because he kills coyotes that drags away hard-working farmers' chickens and such like, that don't say he ain't loony. And when the state gives a $5 bounty for a coyote hide and he trades it for a pail of milk. Now, if that ain't crazy, I don't know what is.
Well, it may be unsound economics, but it's by no means psychotic. Now, if you don't mind.
It ain't only that. He spends most of his time looking for fires. He's got a great tall flagpole. He runs flags up and down, giving signals to forest rangers when he sees a brush fire.
Really?
That's right. Now, look, if this man warn't loony, he wouldn't be running around trying to tell state forest rangers how to do their job, now would he?
Did you know these things about him?
No, I certainly didn't.
Harry,
These things this man has just told us about you, are they true? Mr. McCoy, we should thank you.
Well, don't mention it.
You've prevented us from making a grave mistake. It's possible that by denying Mr. Wilson the love and companionship of his family and friends, human and animal, we would be making psychologically and morally a serious error.
You mean you ain't gonna lock him up?
That's exactly what I mean.
More coffee, Grandpa?
Yeah, thank you. Just a taste. That's enough. Thank you.
Had enough meat and potatoes, Grandpa?
Look, one more bite and my eyeballs will get blowed out.
I made something special for you, Grandpa. Apple crumb pie.
Well, I guess I just have to go ahead and get blowed out.
Here are your slippers, Grandpa.
Well, thank you, little Luke. Say, that's really nice of you. What is this, my birthday or something? Did I forget?
Oh, Grandpa, no, we're just glad for what you did.
I don't know what you're talking about, Luke.
Oh, yes, you do, Grandpa. We're talking about the way you helped Harry.
Oh, that wasn't nothing.
Let me ask you, Grandpa, what was it made you change your feelings about him?
Oh, Luke, I got to figuring just because a person gets off his rocker now and then ain't no reason for to send him to prison or to one of them institutions. Because if that was the case, I guess we all know a certain ornery old cuss that would have been hauled away a long time ago.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
I still can't figure how you knew it was my birthday.
Well, last year you didn't tell us until it had gone by, so Kate made a note of it.
Yeah, she filed it under useless information. You see now how we're all making fools of ourselves, we might as well all go whole hog. A birthday present for you, George.
A birthday present?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you people are so good to me.
And George, speaking for all the rest of the McCoys here, I just want to tell you that we got something to say to you on your birthday. We knowed you 4 years now, and well, we want you to know that we all love you.
Thank you, Amos.
And you know, George, the first time I ever seen you, I said to myself, there's the honest, stupidest man I ever seen in all my life.
Thank you, Amos.
But after we got to know you, we found out that you weren't only stupid, you was honest and decent and fine, understanding friend.
Yeah.
And furthermore...
Grandpa, give George his present.
I'm anxious to see how you like it, George.
That is the most elegant thing I've ever seen.
I embroidered it myself.
I'm going to have it framed and moth-proofed. This is something I want to last. Okay. Amos, thanks.
Oh, that's okay, George.
All I can say is you're just like my own family. Come in, it's open.
Hi, George.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Got a package for you. Must be them tomato seeds that you sent away for.
Oh, yeah. And if they grow as big as the advertisement says, I'll have to pick them with a seam shovel.
And here's a letter from your cousin Lulu in Detroit. And it feels like a long one. Must be trouble.
No. She writes just like she talks. She don't end a letter until she runs out of paper. Hey, Joe, I'm glad you popped in. Maybe you might be able to do me a favor.
Well, just name it.
Well, I want you to sign something. Now, where's my pen?
Oh, wait a minute. No. The last time I signed something for a friend, I paid $5 a month on a refrigerator I never even saw. The friend I never saw again either.
No, nothing like that, Joe. I just want you to witness my will.
Oh, well, sure. That's right.
Where's that darn pen? You know, every time my sister goes away, I can't find nothing. Where is that darn pen?
I, George McMichael, sound mind, hereby bequeath 1/2 of my estate to my sister Florrie, and the other half to my dearest friends, Luke McCoy, Kate, little Luke, Hassie. But excluding Amos McCoy, because...
Here she is.
Fine. Now, where's the will? Oh, so it is. Don't notice the things are right under your nose.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Luke. Well, I've been doing your marketing, I see.
Yeah?
$4.22.
Sure hope things don't get no higher. We're gonna have to give up eating.
Well, one of these days, Luke, none of you are going to have to worry about money.
Yeah, I suppose.
Nothing.
Well, now, what did you mean none of us is going to have to worry about money?
Well, it was just like I said, Luke. It was nothing. It was just a little information that I happened to come across is all. It's nothing. Just forget it.
No, wait a minute, Joe. You ain't going to start nothing like that and just say, forget it.
Wait a minute, Luke. Don't try to unhorse me. This is a government vehicle.
If you want to be kept on as our mailman, you better tell us.
Control the boiler.
Please, Joe, tell us what it's all about.
Well, okay. I just happened to see George McMichael's will. I witnessed it. And speaking as the man who delivers his dividend checks, you McCoys are going to be in pretty good shape.
You mean we're in it?
That's what I said. You and Luke and the kids and everything. It states that you're just like his own grandchildren. And he's going to leave you enough money so you'll have all the things you ever dreamed of.
Golly, everything we've wanted.
Little Luke, you bite your tongue. We hope George lives forever.
Say, Joe, you never mentioned nothing about Grandpa being left something.
Well, I was moving along kind of fast when I read that part of it. But the will said it did not include his dearest friend, Amos McCoy, because it's more important for the young people to get the money.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to be going. You've got your gas bill there with you. You folks sure do a lot of cooking. Now, a man's will is kind of personal, so I don't have to ask you to be discreet. Well, I'll see you.
I just can't believe my ears.
Wonder how Grandpa's going to take being left out, especially since George is his best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something to think about, all right.
You know, Luke, Joe shouldn't have really told us about that will at all.
No, I guess not. But seeing as how we know, I think it best we don't tell Grandpa. No sense in aggravating.
Now, just what is it you ain't going to tell Grandpa?
Hi, Grandpa. We just come back from marketing. We was all about to get back to work, wasn't we?
Well, now you all back up here right now. Now, what is it you ain't going to tell Grandpa?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, look, why don't you spare yourself from being wore down little by little? Because I'm going to find out what this is all about if it's the last thing I do.
Now, Grandpa, it's not worth all the fuss you're making. We're not keeping anything from you. Nothing at all. Right, everybody?
Right.
Little Luke, come with your Grandpa.
I don't know anything.
Me and you's taking a little walk.
Grandpa, you always tell me I don't listen to nothing anybody says. Well, I didn't listen this time either.
Well, now you'll be surprised what the walk and the fresh air will do for your memory. Especially if it's in the direction of the woodshed.
All right, Grandpa, I'll tell you. Joe Finnerty done something for George, and he was supposed to keep it a secret. Joe peeked when he was witnessing George's new will.
Well, what's the matter with George? He sick?
He left half of everything to all us McCoys, excepting you.
He didn't.
Now, Grandpa, he didn't do it to offend you.
Oh, I think that's just wonderful.
Hey, Grandpa, you mean you aren't mad about being left out?
Of course I ain't mad. I don't want none of George McMichael's money, and he knows it. But when he leaves it to you in a will, that ain't charity neither. That's just a heap of piled-up friendship.
Well, Grandpa, I'm glad we all feel the same way about George.
Yeah, that darn Joe Finnerty, he should never ought to said nothing about it at all. Why, a will is a man's own personal property.
It's something we really got no business knowing about.
Yeah. But now that he done spilled it all, I don't think we should ought to let on to George we know anything about it.
Well, I promise I won't say anything, Grandpa.
Good boy, little Lou.
Yeah, and we got to treat George just like we always did.
Yes, that's very important. We all appreciate what he did, but we'll just act natural like.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Hey, don't bother. Good evening, George. How wonderful it is to see you.
Well, you're looking fine, George. Better than I ever seed you.
Where you been, Uncle George? Yeah, we've been waiting for you.
Well, I come over every Wednesday night from a checker game.
Yeah, but you're always here at 8 o'clock. It's quarter after. We was worried.
Well, it was just that, I had to see my lawyer about a little something.
Yeah, I guess you do have to have a lawyer for those things.
Oh, well, he means that whatever it is you have to have a lawyer for, it's a good thing to have a lawyer.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Get them all set up, Amos?
Yeah, sure have, George. And say, you better keep that lawyer of yours around handy. Because when I get through skunking you tonight, you might want to sue me for cruel and unhuman treatment.
You couldn't beat me with a club. 4 extra moves and a license to cheat.
And the rest of you folks better leave the room, because it ain't going to be a pretty sight to see a man destroyed right before your very eyes.
George, before you start playing checkers, wouldn't you like a nice hot cup of coffee?
I'll get it.
Oh, and I saved you a piece of birthday cake. Hassie, will you go get it?
Sure, right away.
Oh, and Hass, get me a piece while you're about it, will you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Grandpa. There's only one piece left, and I promised it to George.
Well, let Amos have it.
No, you take it. She promised it to you.
Yeah, and a promise is a promise.
She'll move.
Yeah.
Look at move, George.
Yeah.
Gee, that was a real smart move, Uncle George.
What are you talking about? How smart can a fella get on his first move?
Well, Grandpa, you've always said there are all different ways to start.
You'll move, George.
Here you are, George. 2 sprinkles of sugar and a dribble and a half of cream.
That's perfect, Lou. How did you know?
Well, George, when you got friends as close as you notice things about him.
You noticed he ain't moved yet?
This coffee smells like the perfume counter in a dime store.
Well, I'm glad you like it, George.
Well, I like coffee when I can get it, George.
Birthday cake's no good without ice cream on it, right, Uncle George?
He didn't ask for no ice cream.
Oh, it's a surprise. I made it myself.
Oh, I declare. Special ice cream for me? And you work hard all day and take care of the family. And, Kate, I don't know how you do it.
Well, you know what they say. Where there's a will, there's a way. Go ahead, move, George. And jump.
Where?
Right there, jump. That gives me a double jump.
Just a minute, Amos. My checker was here.
It was right there where it was.
Just a minute, Amos. My checker was here, and I wouldn't give you an opening like that.
Why, you moved it while there was a slobbering over you. You seen him move it here, didn't you, Luke?
Well, no, Grandpa, I don't think so.
There, that proves it.
Well, Grandpa, if George says he didn't move it there, then he didn't. Maybe the board got jiggled. Why don't you start over again?
Little Luke, Hassie, what did you see or what didn't you see?
Oh, gee, Grandpa, I didn't see him
That's
move it.
enough out of you, Hass.
Well, Grandpa, Uncle George is always so honest.
You don't need to say no more. George McMichael, you just got yourself an entire family, bought and paid for.
What are you talking about, Amos?
You know what you was doing when you got Joe Finnerty to witness your will? You know that flapjaw'd come over here and ladle out the news, elsewise you wouldn't have told him.
Grandpa!
You got no call to say nothing like that.
Joe told you about the will.
Oh, no.
And it came out just like you planned for it, too, didn't it, huh?
Now, Grandpa, watch what you're saying.
Jumping and the carrying and the fetching and the phoning. Why, I never seen such bootlicking in all my born days. I'm ashamed of all of you. And it's for you, George McMichael. At the sound of my voice, I'm resigning our friendship. And as for the rest of you, I'm leaving the room so you won't be embarrassed when you kneel down to King George.
What are you doing sitting out here this time of night?
Nope. Couldn't sleep.
Something bothering you, Luke?
No. No, ain't nothing bothering me at all.
Mm-hmm. The same thing that ain't bothering you is bothering me.
I don't care what Grandpa said. We wasn't bootlicking George.
Of course not.
We always treat him real nice. Like Grandpa said, he's a part of the family. Sure, we treated him nice, but no more than usual.
Accusing us like he done. Why, it's ridiculous. We didn't do anything different.
And why can't we sleep?
Because of the way Grandpa embarrassed us. All the things he said.
Jumping and fetching and fawning. Well, I didn't do none of them things. No, sir, I didn't.
Well, you sure didn't.
No, sir, I didn't. You might have, but I didn't. Sugar babe, what's right is right. I mean, when you look back on it now, maybe you did go just a little bit overboard.
McCoy, what are you talking about?
Well, now, take like when George knocked on the front door there. Well, if I hadn't gotten out of your way, you'd have drove me clean through the wall.
Well, I did not.
George, come on in, George. George, how wonderful to see you.
And who said, George, you're looking just fine. Why, I never seen you look better. We expected you here at 8 o'clock, and it's 1:15. We was getting worried about you. And that ain't all. 2 sprinkles of sugar and a dribble and a half of cream, George. Well, George, when you got a friend as close as you notice things about it.
Just a minute. I always bring George a cup of coffee, and just because I put a little cream and sugar in it, that don't mean that I'm treating him like no king. But about that last piece of cake, and especially the ice cream.
It just happened to be George's birthday cake, and it's only proper for him to have the last piece. And it's no birthday cake at all unless you put ice cream on it.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, Sugar Babe, speaking for myself, I guess I was bootlicking at that.
Oh, Luke, I think I was a lot worse than you were. Just look how long it took us to admit it.
One more thing. That checker move. I didn't really see it, and I stuck up for George.
Well, so did I. And I'm not sure I saw it neither. We both know that George cheats just as much at checkers as Grandpa does. He's just not as good at it.
You know, I feel a lot better now, Sugar Babe.
So do I, Luke. But we do have to do something about this.
Well, it's late now. Figure out something in the morning.
You really mean that?
That's right, George. We want you to disinherit us. Cut us out of your will complete.
We know it's asking a lot, George, but would you please do it as a favor to us?
Amos made you do it. That's what happened.
George, last night when Grandpa accused us of bootlicking and everything else, well, we was.
And we didn't even realize we was doing it until we looked back on it. What, even Hassie and little Luke was doing some pretty fancy groveling.
Well, I didn't notice nothing special. You was wonderful. Well, maybe you was a little more wonderful than usual, but...
You see, George, and pretty soon you'd start wondering whether we was doing things for you out of love or greed.
And we'd be wondering, too. So, George, would you please cut us out of your will so we can go back to being ourselves again?
Well, I was just trying
George, you won't be sorry. Every time you come over, I'll still have a birthday cake for you and special homemade ice cream.
Well, if that's the way you want it, that's the way it's going to be. You're cut off without a cent.
Thank you, George. Thank you. We'll never forget you for this. Well, we better be running along now.
Bye, George.
Thank you, George.
Thanks again.
Okay. Wonderful, deserving people. Ought to be some way I can take care of them.
Oh, wait a minute. Watch that, McCoy. That's tampering with the mail.
I can tamper with my own mail if I want it.
Go acting like that, and you'll get your spring farm journal in December.
What's the matter? No gossip today?
That's for me to know and for you to find out.
I guess after you see George McMichael's will, everything else be sort of a letdown, wouldn't it?
You say that? He made a new one. I just witnessed it.
It just so happens I ain't interested.
Well, that's good. It works out just fine because I'm telling nothing.
Now, what about that new will?
Ha! And left the money to you, Amos.
Me?
I smoke. Well, I have to be going. Mailman, you know. He makes his appointed rounds through wind and snow, slush. He makes snow and slush. Just have to move.
I'll get it. Well, George, I figured that was you. Well, if you ain't a sight for sore eyes. I was worried about you.
Well, I usually get here at this time, 8 o'clock.
It's 5 after now. I was beginning to miss you.
Evening, George.
Oh, George.
Hi, Kate. Look.
Well, come on in.
Hello, kids.
Oh, howdy, Uncle George. Hello, Uncle George.
Sit yourself down there, George. Let's get to bed. Get the board all set out for you. Oh, say, Kate, get George a cup of coffee, will you? You see that he gets the first pouring? Little Luke. Here. Take this and dust it off and hang it up for you, Uncle George. Oh, Hass, tell Kate not to forget the cake, will you? And put some ice cream on it.
Oh, listen, Amos, it really ain't necessary.
Yeah, forget it, George. Go ahead, it's your move. Mm-hmm. Take your time now. Anytime you're ready. Boy, that's the smartest move I ever did see.
You know something, George?
What, Luke?
I got a feeling that somehow you're going to win tonight.
Come on, Amos, your move.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Hey, Kate, hurry up with the dinner, would you? Every minute these extra hands has to wait for food's costing less money.
Grandpa, I'm doing the best I can. You get extra help with the harvesting. I don't see why I don't get some help in the kitchen.
Kate, I can't find a pair of socks without a hole in them.
Well, I don't have time to look for them now.
Got holes in both my heels. I tell you, if my feet catch cold, I'm not going to be much...
Later.
Well, I can't harvest on my tippy toes.
Grandpa's calling for food. You want socks? I only got 2 hands.
Oh.
Kate, this needs a button right away.
Oh, not now. Not now. Can't you see she's busy? What about my socks?
What about lunch? Why don't you sit down and eat?
Well, I can't eat barefooted in front of my employees.
Oh, what are you talking about, Luke? These fellas is all married men.
Haven't you finished eating yet, Amos? The truck's here. We're ready to load.
Be right with you, Charlie. Come on, will you, Kate?
Grandpa, I can only do so much. If people don't stop pestering me,
Kate, what about the button for my shirt?
See what you done?
She's only got 2 hands.
Kids nowadays just ain't got no consideration.
Sugar, babe, if you're tired, why don't you go on to bed?
What about your socks, Luke?
I've been holding out a town pair on you. I'll use them.
Well, that'll do for tomorrow, but what about the day after and the day after that?
Well, you have plenty of time for mending then.
Oh, Grandpa, there ain't much time for anything. Cooking for extra hands and all.
Well, can't Hassie chip in a little?
Hassie's got a lot of schoolwork to do.
Wait a minute. How about Charlie Osaki?
Well, who's going to drive his truck?
Grandpa, if you let me finish the sentence, I'll explain to you what crossed my mind. See, Charlie's family's got a young girl living with him. She just come over here from Japan, and she's looking for a little extra work.
Yeah, but, Luke, we can't afford no house help.
The indoors end is just as important as the outdoors end.
Well, all right, but just for a week now.
Good. I'll call Charlie Osaki tonight. He says she's a wonderful girl, speaks a little English and everything.
All right, Luke, let's call it done. I hope she can cook something besides roasted bird nests and octopus's wings.
Well, Grandpa, Kate will tell her what... Kate? Kate? Grandpa, she's dozed off.
You know, Luke, there's something nice and quiet about a woman when she's asleep.
Nico, this is Kate McCoy,
How do?
Luke McCoy,
How do?
and Grandpa Amos McCoy.
How do?
You speak pretty good English.
How do?
She can say more than that, can't she, Charlie?
Oh, sure. She's a little shy right now.
Yeah, because, you know, there's got to be more to talk than just how do.
She's a delicate little thing. Sure hope she can stand the gaff.
Me very strong.
Oh, Nico's in great shape.
Oh, you pay him no mind, Nico. Come on, dear. I'll get you an apron and show you around the place.
She's a regular little doll.
Yeah,
I swear, that's the prettiest little girl I ever saw.
She is a gasser, isn't she?
Yeah, and you're a darn fool if you don't snap onto her right now and marry her.
Yo, Grandpa, hey, that's Charlie's business.
I know, but it's about time Charlie settled down. He's got a good business, 3 trucks, and a good future. Charlie, you're overdue for a wife.
Hey, don't rush me, Grandpa. There's plenty of time. I'm in no hurry to get married.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of work to do. We can't stand around here cupiding all day.
Sugar, babe! We're going out in the fields now. See you later, hon.
All right. Sayonara.
How'll do.
Kate, we're home. Are we tired?
Supper will be ready real soon, Luke. Okay.
What are you doing there?
Slippa.
I declare. Wait a minute now. I ain't used to having no strange woman undressing my feet.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but Nico. Grandpa didn't mean nothing by that. I guess it's the way they do things in her country, Grandpa. Just go along with it.
Oh, all right, okay. What's she doing now?
You're getting a face washing.
Hurt her feelings if I say no? I reckon so. Wouldn't want to hurt no one's feelings.
Luke, Grandpa, supper's ready. Luke, Grandpa, food's hot. Oh, what on earth are you doing?
This backrub in Japan.
You know what you ought to say, Kate? It's good for man's appetite to take a short walk before supper.
I never.
Oh, that back rub. Yeah, never felt better. Give me the paper, will you, sugar babe?
Here you are, Luke.
How about another glass of milk?
Where Nico put? Kate, son?
Oh, we just put them on the dining room table, Nico. I'll be in there in a minute to help you fold.
Hi.
There you are, Luke.
Bring me some cookies, will you?
Oh, you have to get them yourself, Luke. I've got to go in and help Nico fold the linen.
Well, you're right there by the cookie jar.
Luke, it ain't gonna kill you to walk 2 steps to get yourself a cookie. And when you finish, will you wash out your glass and rinse your plate, please?
Well, I had a long day.
Well, I've had a long day, too, and I've had a long night waiting on you hand and foot, and that's the least you can do.
Oh, for...
Are you gonna do it or ain't you?
All right, I'll do it when I come back from the barn.
Nico, are you catching a chill? You're shaking like a leaf.
Nico, fine.
Well, what is it?
Nico, afraid for you.
But why?
For speaking back to man of house.
What? Wait, you mean for telling Luke to rinse out his glass? Oh, that's just natural talk between husband and wife.
It's different in Japan. Japanese women must respect man all time.
Well, it's not like that here in America. Well, not that I don't respect Luke, mind you. It's just a little more give and take.
Not you give, he take?
Both of us give and both of us take.
Nico not understand American way of man and woman.
Well, as a matter of fact, if I didn't stand up to my man now and again, well, he'd lose respect for me.
Is so?
Is very so.
Much to learn. Nee. Nico liked to ask Kate some many questions about American way.
I'll tell you what. As soon as we finish folding the linens, we'll put our heads together and have a real hen session.
We talk about chicken?
Just roosters.
We're home, Kate. Sit yourself down over there, Charlie.
Okay.
Supper will be ready in a little while.
We're home, Nico. You see, Charlie, you better loosen your shirt there. Nico's washy raggies have to get your collar all wet.
Good idea.
Maybe your mind's in the old country. Try her again. Go ahead.
Nico, we're here. Dirty faces and tired feet are here. Kate?
Yes, dear.
Is Nico in there with you?
Uh-huh.
Good. Would you tell her we're home?
Okay.
I guess it takes a little time to wet the washy raggies and spread on the sofa.
Well, I'm going to skip the washing. I tell you, every bone in my back is just crying out for them tiny little feet. Oh, Nico, you can trudge my back first. I done most of the heavy work today.
Have no time now.
I don't mind waiting a little. It'll make it that much nicer.
Come on, Nico. Let's get on the ball here.
Yeah, we're all set.
Nico.
Nico, too busy.
He tells me there ain't going to be no washing or walking tonight.
Yes, there is. Nico, we're waiting, Nico. Grandpa and Luke have had a very hard day.
Nico have no time to wait on Mom tonight.
I should have known this was too good to last.
Stay right where you are, Luke. Nico!
Now, take it easy, Charlie.
It bugs me, Grandpa. And it calls for the old world bit. Nico! I said come here this minute.
Nico here.
These are my friends. You have insulted them.
Oh, now, Charlie, we ain't insulted.
You have put me and yourself in disgrace. Is this the way the House of Nagura raises its females? McCoy さんたちに対して申し訳がないだろう。恥をしろ。You have shamed.
Nico, no shame. Do no wrong.
How dare you speak to me like that? なんという考え方か。本当に女としてバカと思わないか。人をバカにしてる。
ごめんなさい。すみません。I sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Nico, American woman now. No more servant to man.
Now, wait a minute.
We in democracy now. Both give, both take. I cook, clean house, sew buttons. All good. But you big boy now. Wash own face.
Nico, wait. Nico, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to... Nico, he'll be back. He will.
Nico be all right. Just want to be alone, please.
Well, Mr. McCoy, seems like you've been butting in a little.
It sure does. You have to go and stick your nose in somebody else's business.
Yeah. Just when we had a good thing going here, too.
What kind of stuff have you been telling her anyways?
Luke, she just asked me some questions about how to act toward Charlie, and I told her what I thought, that's all.
Well, you gotta watch what you say to these people. They got their own ways of doing things, you know.
I was just trying to help. I didn't mean to do anything wrong.
Nico just make trouble.
I didn't hear nobody crying.
It's not right for Japanese woman to cry.
It ain't, huh?
It is sign of complaining and unhappy. I'm very happy woman.
Yeah. Well, you don't look very happy. You said you didn't have a right to cry.
Head of regal house of McCoy not understand Japanese woman. Japanese woman is beautiful, patient, and good-natured. Nico smiling now.
Yeah, I see you grinning with your teeth there, but I see a lot of dew coming down your cheek right there. You know, in this country, and special this regal house, as you call it, we got a saying called, get it off in your chest. It means you spill it out of your mind and you'll feel better.
Nico feel fine now.
You kind of like Charlie, don't you? Maybe figure to marry him? That's it, ain't it?
How did wise elder one know?
No. Them crickets told me. Don't you worry about Charlie. He'll be around.
Nico in deep disgrace. I'm afraid Charlie never want to marry me now.
Oh.
Elder one not understand Japanese man.
No, but I understand American men. Charlie Osaki's as much American as apple pie. Maybe a little boiled rice on the side, but not enough to make no difference. Now we're going inside and we're going to have a long talk. I'll think of something. You just leave it to Grandpa, regal elder in the house.
It's Charlie Osaki.
See, I told you he'd come back.
He come back to punish Nico.
He ain't gonna punish no one. Now, you do remember what I told you, and everything will turn out fine.
I open her?
No, not yet. First, you gotta go someplace where you can't be seen and busy yourself.
Nico not understand.
Look, there's an old American custom that a girl keeps a boy's heels cooling for a spell, you see? Now we gotta find someplace to put you.
That was none of your business.
It was my business.
And put you in there, they're talking business.
Charlie hungry.
Out to the kitchen.
What I do in kitchen?
Get pal to your nose.
No, so powder.
Well, pal he is, but get. Oh, hello, Charlie. What are you doing here this time of night?
Oh, well, I came by to check the truck for tomorrow.
Oh, I see.
Is Nico here?
Who?
Nico.
Oh, the little girl. Well, yeah, I guess she's here someplace unless she stepped out to a movie with somebody.
Somebody? Who?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I just heard tell that there's some rich fella come up in a big automobile to call him. I don't know. He's a doctor, somebody. He's a Japanese dentist right here in town. Sit down. In this talk truck.
I didn't know our town had a Japanese dentist.
Well, maybe he ain't got his sign up yet.
Well, if she's out, I'll go.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't say she was out. I just said I heard. Now, just relax and set yourself down there. I'll go look. Oh, Nico!
I come out.
Fine, Jesus is here. Jackie's here to see you.
Elder son of Osaki?
Nico, do you have something to say to me?
Yes. Nico is sorry. How are you, Charlie?
I'm not too good. The last time I saw you, I was a little surprised. You weren't the Nico Nagura my family brought to this country 4 months ago.
Well, you know the old saying, Charlie, when you're in Rome, be American.
That's what I do say.
What?
What wise elder grandpa son say?
Can't you speak for yourself?
Well, she isn't speaking for herself.
Nico like 50-50? 50-50? Nico like 50-50? 50 proposition in house. No more dutiful, patient, obedient, always smile servant.
You made up your mind? That's the way it's going to be?
It is way it is going to be, Charlie Osaki.
Okay, baby. It's your kimono.
He not come back?
It ain't over yet.
Oh, elder son of Osaki.
Whoops, hold everything.
Nico, as long as you've decided to be American, this is how American couples make up after they've had a fight. Here. Will you forgive me for my anger?
Oh, you forgive me. I wrong.
No. I was the one out of line, blowing my top like that.
Oh, no, I rude.
No. You weren't.
And disobedient.
Don't be silly.
Oh, look, cut out this trying to out-polite each other. And ask the girl to marry you, Charlie, before this rich young dentist beats you to it.
Nico?
Nico is most honored to marry into family of Osaki.
Oh, no more of that old world jazz. You said you were going to be an American woman. You know, Grandpa, I guess that's what I was really looking for, without knowing you. A real American wife.
Oh, get with it, Charlie.
I doubt if Charlie will ever speak to that girl
Don't
again.
you shout at me, Luke McCoy.
Oh, women, I don't understand why you...
Sherry night to you.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made hate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
But Amos, listen to reason.
Look, Frank Tilford going out of business now. You owe me $74 for alfalfa, and I want our money.
I never skipped on a feed bill in my life, but I just ain't got it.
Frank, you sold your horses. You must have some money coming in.
I lost money on every sale. I had to sell them below cost just to meet my bills.
Well, at least you're a better businessman than I am.
How do you mean?
Well, you got something for your horse, and I'm getting nothing from alfalfa.
Now, just a minute, Amos. Nobody can ever say Frank Tilford didn't meet his obligations, one way or another.
Well, give me another minute and I'll say it.
Well, I ain't got any money, but I got 2 fine horses in there. You take one of them, and we'll call it square.
What? Take a horse in payment?
Well, that's what all my other creditors did.
Now, what did we do with a horse?
Work him. He'll earn your money back in no time.
I'm getting my alfalfa back and a big horse hide bag to carry it in. Nope, Frank, I can't do it. Look, my family's over there waiting for me to bring the money. We're all dressed up to go to town to buy things we've been needing for months.
I'm sorry, Amos.
I got so many safety pins of holding my overhauls together, it takes me 2 hours to get undressed at night.
Well, it hurts me just as much as it hurts you, but the only way I can pay that bill is with a horse.
A horse? Well, I don't know. Let me see what the family says. I need your vote on something. Frank here's broke and closing out his business. He's giving up the lease on the barn. He's going back to Ohio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's too bad.
Well, the only way he can pay us is by giving us a horse. What do you think?
Oh, boy, our own horse.
It's plain to see which way Hoot Gibson here is going to vote. What about you, Luke? Kate? Remember, a horse needs feeding and caring for. It's another mouth.
Well, I hate to take it from Frank, but I guess it's the only thing to do.
It looks like we got no other choice.
Well, I suppose not.
If that's the way Frank wants it, I say let's take one.
Oh, boy. Let's go pick him out.
You scratch that paint job and I'll tan your hide. You just don't pay to have nice things with kids around.
Sorry to hear about your troubles, Frank.
It's a shame.
Well, at least I had it good for a while.
Well, we look at him, Frank.
Grandpa, let's get a brown one with a white face and white stockings and...
Ash, I'll decide what kind of horse we pick. Look, there's one thing I'm expert at, that's horse flesh.
Yes, sir.
I was raised with them, worked with them, and practically lived with them.
Back in the good old horse and buggy days, huh, Grandpa?
That's right. When a man lived till he died, not just till he got runned over.
This is Buster, Amos. He's a good, sturdy, hard-working animal. He'll do plowing, cultivating, harrowing. He'll even pull a few stumps for you. Why, Buster here is worth at least...
Hold it now, Frank. Don't try selling me. Now, everybody leave me here for a few minutes, and I'll tell you to a penny what this here fella's worth.
Well, how do you tell him, Grandpa?
Well, first off, you take an overall look at the horse. That's to make sure that everything is there and there ain't no parts missing. Now, on the strength of that, keep in your head the figure of, say, $30.
$30.
Yeah. Now, the next thing us experts does is check his cups.
You mean teeth, don't you, Grandpa?
No, I mean his cups. Now, if they's wore out, that means he's old. He can't work.
Boy, you sure do know a lot about horses. Well, how do they look?
Well, he ain't no spring chicken, and he ain't over the hill yet, neither. He's still got a mouthful of mileage. Just put $12 that $30 is done give you.
Well, you didn't give me no $30.
In your head, in your head.
Oh, yeah, now I remember. Now, so far, Grandpa, he's worth $42.
That's right, yes.
What do we inspect next?
The next is legs. Now, we look them over part for part. Just add $5 for good legs and a good sound hoof.
Okay, Grandpa.
And times it by 4.
Because he has 4 legs?
That's right. One in each corner to keep him from tipping over. Well, you check his withers and look at his back here. Good hindquarters. Add another $20, little Luke. Let's see now. I'd say put down $3.50 a personality. Say, you know, this horse is worth a lot more than $70. We'll take him, little Luke. Little Luke. Oh, for the lover. Say now, it's no good to go over this horse. That sturdy fella on the other end's the one we're taking.
Well, Grandpa, we all sort of like this one.
What? Why, this ice cream-colored hunk of crowbait ain't half the horse that other one is. He's a mean knothead, too.
He's got a good disposition. This is a good horse.
Did you see what he done?
Well, he's real gentle with us.
I think he's a very sweet horse, Grandpa.
Yeah, let's take him.
We're taking Buster. Now, get out the bill of sale, Frank.
Wait just a minute now. Just a minute, Grandpa. We all got a little something to say about this.
That's right, Grandpa. This is an important decision, and I think we should put it up to a family vote.
Not when one of us is an extra special expert on the thing we're voting on.
Oh, new rule coming up.
A saddle and a bridle go with this one.
Oh, boy. Did you hear that, Luke?
Now, Frank, you got no right campaigning this close to the polls. Now, thank you to stay out of my family affairs.
I'll get the saddle and bridle.
Hold it. We ain't voted yet. Now then, all of you in favor of taking this workhorse down there, raise your hands. 1.
I'll get the saddle and bridle.
I ain't finished counting. 1.
Now.
I ain't giving in till the count's taken now. Them what's in favor of this miserable hunk of crowbait.
Come on. Easy, boy. His name is Mr. Rick.
Mr. Rick. All right. Who's for him? 1, 2, 3.
I'll get the saddle and bridle.
I'm finished. Let's get out to the corral, Grandpa.
Look, that horse will wait till your food goes down.
Eating that fast gonna make you sick. Besides, you might as well relax. You're gonna have to wait for me. Grandpa might need a little help with that horse.
Now, Luke, you know there ain't no horse around I can't handle. Why, I remember back in West Virginia, there was this great, big, mean black stallion named Dirty Rat.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. The kids are waiting.
Hey, look, your grandpa's talking. Well, this one night, there was a storm to end all storms. It wasn't a night fit for
Man or beast?
You know the story, Luke?
Hey, well, you told me quite a few times, Grandpa.
I did, huh?
Yeah, but I always enjoy it.
Yeah, well, there we was, cut off. No power, no food, and someone had to get across Muskrat Creek to get the road to the next town, you see. And there wasn't but one horse we could use.
Dirty Rat.
Now, you never heard this story, so how do you know?
Well, I just put two and two together.
Well, look, we know you know arithmetic. Just try listening for a spell, will you? Well, there we was. This terrible storm. No saddle, no bridle, and a wild horse. And what'd I do?
You climbed on the horse, you tamed him down, and rode to the next town for help.
Now, you had to go break the whole point of the story, didn't you?
Gee, Grandpa, I just wanted to get to the end quicker. I invited some kids over to watch you ride Mr. Rick.
How many kids you invite?
4 or 5.
Regular audience, huh?
Uh-huh.
And you invite them over special just to see a grandpa tamed his wild beast?
Yep.
Oh, well, what are we waiting for? So you see, boys, that's why you put the bridle on first. In that way, you got the horse under control whilst you're saddling up.
When are we going to get to ride, Grandpa?
Ride. That's all you think of is riding. Now, let me tell you something. There's a whole lot more to riding than just getting on a horse's back. Now, this here part of the bridle, that's called the bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess you're right at that. It is kind of a pretty thing, ain't it? You see, that rides on the horse's cups. That's the tetzy part of his mouth. And then this here curb chain, that hangs under his chin.
Ah.
Yeah, it's nice and shiny, ain't it? Well, now that you hear the beginning stuff, we'll bring the animal out. Now, kids, just hang on to that fence, because he's a wild one.
All right, Peppino, bring him out.
Well, he was fine until you yelled. Here, give me that rope. I'll hand him. Come on. Here, horse. Give me horse. Easy now.
Grandpa will keep him down. There ain't nothing Grandpa can't do with horses. He's the best there is.
You ornery critter.
What he's doing. You'll see.
Easy now. Oskaloosa, Tennessee. Boy, he sure is a mean one. He's bad clear through.
What happened, Grandpa? What's the matter with him?
Well, I'll tell you, little Luke. Every now and then you get a hold of a bad horse, and that's just what this fella is. There ain't nothing can straighten him out. There ain't nobody can handle him.
Peppino handled him all right.
Peppino? What does he know? Luke, get away from that outlaw.
Think he's bad, Grandpa?
He'll stop you.
Easy, steady, fella.
Steady, boy. Whoa. Now, God done it, Luke, you listen. That horse is a bad one. He'll...
Luke's doing swell.
Yeah, beginner's luck. You have to get bucked off any second now.
Watch it, Luke. Take care of yourself.
He's riding like an expert. He don't need any help, Grandpa. He's doing keen.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be able to get near that horse if I hadn't softened him up. Why, that hat trick I pulled on him took all the fighting spunk out of him. I just can't look. Saddle on this wild Mustang, I rode him bareback, with nothing to hang on to but a fistful of horsehair.
Did Grandpa really do that, Luke?
Well, that's what Grandpa said he did.
Well, I told you.
Well, I just wanted to be sure.
Well, now, look, you can be goddamn sure of anything I tell you. Since when do you know me to lie about the truth?
Gosh, Grandpa, I only asked a question.
Well, I'll answer the horse questions. Now, this black devil was half Mustang and half thoroughbred.
Gosh, Luke, is there such a thing as that? A half Mustang and a half thoroughbred?
Well, Grandpa told you there was, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but...
Then there is.
Well, now these kids today, they...
Did you see him ride him, Luke?
That don't make no difference. Just listen to your Grandpa.
Now, look, just to satisfy this little toe-headed brain, Luke did see me ride. Tell him about the wheeling rodeo, Luke, when Tom Mix was the star attraction.
Well, to tell you the truth, Grandpa, Tom Mix was just a little before my time.
Then you didn't see Grandpa ride him.
You saying I didn't ride him, Luke?
Well, if you did, why can't you ride Mr. Rick?
What kind of a family is this? Here a man tells the truth and... I'm going out on the porch. Leastwise, out there I can talk to somebody that'll believe me. Myself. Now you know who's boss.
Senor Grandpa, I think lunchtime is over. You want to get off now?
Get off? Just when I got him where I want him? I should say not. Get that feed bag off him there and put the bridle on.
Oh, Senor Grandpa, please don't do this. For my sake. Please, I beg of you.
Now, look, Pepino, I appreciate you being fearful for me, but this is something that's got to be done.
But, Senor Grandpa, to risk your life to ride a silly horse...
Look, it's gone a lot further than riding a horse, Pepino. I've lost the respect of my grandson. Why, he thinks his grandpa's just a flapjaw old tail spinner.
Oh, Senor Grandpa, he's just a little boy. He'll get over this.
Well, I don't know. Next thing you know, he'll think I'm lying about farming and fishing and such like.
Ah, I see. It's beginning to ring my bell.
Well, get the bridle on.
See, before I do, can I say one more thing?
Go on.
Senor Grandpa McCoy, I would like to say how much I have enjoyed working for you all these years. I would also like to give you my thanks for all the nice things you have done for me. You were a wonderful man.
Amen. Get the bridle on.
Now, you can't ride him all the time, little Luke. You got to give your friends more turns.
Oh, gee.
Don't go G-ing all over the place. Them less fortunate than us what don't have horses has got to have a chance to ride, too.
Well, they'll all get a chance to ride, but only for a couple of minutes apiece. After all, it's our horse.
Cuidado, Senor Grandpa, que se va a caer!
Whoa.
Cuidado, Senor Grandpa!
You miserable punk! Luke. First thing tomorrow morning, we're getting rid of that critter.
Grandpa, you can't do that.
Now, look, Grandpa. And don't count on getting much from neither. Because he ain't worth a plug nickel. Now that I broke his spirit.
Oh, come on. Don't take it so hard.
He sold Mr. Rick to Jed Porter, didn't he?
Well, there's nothing you can do about it, so there's no sense in getting all simmered up. Now, come on inside and eat your food before it gets cold.
Yeah, like some people's hearts.
Take it easy now. That doggone temper of yours has started this whole thing. You got my whole family stacked up against me. Stop complaining. You're leaving. I'm the one who's got to stay here and look at little Luke and them big wet eyes every day. You'll be over at Jed Porter's with a roll and a couple of colts. Your kind of people.
Gee, sure hope Mr. Porter is good to Mr. Rick.
Don't worry, he will be, little Luke.
Well, Luke, don't forget to tell Mr. Porter that I've been giving him an apple every morning. Well, he kind of looks forward to it now.
I'll tell him.
I wonder what's keeping Grandpa.
Luke, don't forget to tell Mr. Porter that he also likes to be scratched behind his ear. Like this.
Don't worry, he'll get his scratching.
Get up there! What's the matter? Oh, now! You done, you behave. Now, ho! Yeah, you leather devil, you. Thank goodness we're getting rid of you. You'd make an old man out of me in a week. Oh, doggone. Now see what you've done with all your kicking around? You picked something up in your foot. I can't sell Jed's damaged goods. Now I know you don't like me and I don't like you. But let's try and get along just long enough till I see what's the matter with your foot now. Ho! You give me your foot now. Easy now. Don't kick my brains out. Just make believe I'm somebody you like. Yeah, you see that? Oh, doggone, you're trying to spoon with me. Well, I'll be doggone.
Run out the barn and wait for Jed Porter to come.
Tate, look.
Little Luke, come out here.
Golly!
Give me a hand, little Luke.
Well, I guess Grandpa's an expert on horses after all.
Yeah, and it was just a matter of waiting until the horse got to be an expert on Grandpa.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
God darn, who leaves the rakes are sticking out here for a body to break his neck on? Who in tarnation that the rake is sticking out there whereabouts? Grandpa! Excuse me. I never knew there was a visitor in here eavesdropping.
Well, this is Miss Finch, Grandpa.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Finch.
How do you do?
Miss Finch is a social worker.
Oh, that's so? What social are you working for? The church rummage sale or the Chamber of Commerce barbecue?
No, Mr. McCoy, I'm with the Junior Aid Committee.
You see, this committee that Miss Finch here is with is, well, they're interested in getting city boys put up on farms for the summer.
That's right, Mr. McCoy. These are underprivileged boys whose parents are too poor to look after them properly during the vacation months.
Well, now, Miss Finch, this is just a working farm. This ain't no dude outfit, you know, and I don't know how come you was to pick us in the first place.
Well, Miss Finch wrote Kate a letter about it a couple of weeks ago. Kate mentioned it to me before she left for Bakersfield, but I clean forgot about it.
Well, I guess you know that Miss McCoy ain't here and that she's up taking care of her mother, huh?
Yes, your grandson told me. I'm glad it's nothing serious.
Yeah, well, seeing as how she ain't here, there ain't nothing we can do about this charity thing right now, and I'm just sorry you wasted your time coming out.
Amos?
Oh, this is Florrie McMichael, our neighbor who's sort of taken over for Miss McCoy till she gets back.
We've already met. Amos, I can't see why Kate being away should make any difference. I'm here.
We know you're here, Florrie. We're glad you are here, but we have other things to worry about.
Oh, Amos, I think it would be such a nice thing to do. Take in a poor, underfed, underprivileged city boy.
What'll we do, put him out to pasture?
No, Grandpa. He's supposed to work around the farm just like everybody else. We could sure use a little extra help around here.
Yeah, we sure could. Some good strapping help. But none of this puny Say, you don't happen to know a committee that's got a bunch of underprivileged mules they'd like to put out in pleasant surroundings?
Oh, Amos.
Yeah, if you ladies would please excuse us for a minute, Grandpa and I'd like to have a little word, private.
Now, I don't care. You dragging me over here, whether it's public or private or not, I still say no.
Now, look, Grandpa, I just want to...
No! No!
Darn it, you can let me get a word in edgewise, ain't you?
Well, go ahead, get it in, but you're just wasting your breath, because there ain't nothing you can say to make me change my mind.
Oh, well, then I guess there ain't no sense in mentioning that the committee pays the farmer $15 a week for taking the boy. Cash.
You know, Luke, I've been thinking. Be just a darn shame for us to hog all this wholesome farm life for ourselves.
Now remember, everybody, he's young and he's coming to a strange place, so we must all be extra nice to him. Oh, here they are.
Hi, folks. This is Pete. Pete, this is the folks.
That's my sister, Hassie.
Hi.
And little Luke.
Howdy.
Peppino.
Hello.
And this here's our good friend, Miss Florrie McMichael.
Well, howdy, ma'am.
Pete, we want you to know that we welcome you.
Hold on now, make way. Let me get a look at him. Well, you ain't as puny as I was afraid. I mean, as I figured it might be.
Pete, this is Grandpa McCoy. He's the head of the family.
Well, howdy, son.
Hello, sir.
Sir. Well, I hope he works as good as he talks.
Well, Pete, Miss McMichael will look after you. I'll take this in for you, Florrie.
Thank you, Luke. Amos, I was just telling Pete how glad we are to have him with us.
Yep, just so long as he does his work. Say, there's a fine suit you got there, son.
We hope you enjoy your stay with us.
Good material there, too.
And we hope you'll be at home.
Down there, too.
Senor Amba, what excuse are you going to use to check his teeth?
Peppino, you got work to do?
Sure.
Speaking of teeth, if you don't get to it, you ain't going to have no need for yours.
Okay. I have left. See you later, Pete.
All right, you kids, now you can see Pete later.
Come on, little Luke. See you later, Pete. Bye.
Well, Pete, I guess we'll get you to work, huh?
Oh, I can't wait to get started, sir.
Well, that makes two of us. Hey, we start you off picking apples.
Picking apples, boy, that sounds like fun.
Well, that's a fine spirit. See that you don't lose it.
Well, I'd better see about getting dinner. Now, Amos, you bring Pete in the house and get him settled.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you where you bed down, son.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Son, you forgot you.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me, sir. I'd have felt terrible if you'd have picked it up.
Really?
Well, sure, it's heavy. And if you'd have sprained yourself or something, well, gee whiz, you're important around here. But if I hurt myself, it'd only mean I couldn't pick apples for a week or two till I got better.
Well, that's right. A week or two. Son, look, you go on in the house. I'll fetch this.
Oh, no, sir, I couldn't let you.
Yeah, please.
Okay, if that's the way you want it.
Looks like we got a live one here.
You mean you really want to protect yourself against a fellow with a knife? You really do?
Yeah, we got a club called the Sharks. It's one of the things you got to know before you can get in.
The Sharks, huh? Boy, I bet they're a great bunch of guys.
Oh, the greatest. Fought the alligators 3 times. Clubs, knives, bottles. Beat them every time.
Boy, I sure wish I could be a shark.
Say, we both got to sleep in here?
Yeah, that's what my grandpa said. Anything wrong?
No. It's just that I can't sleep with anybody. I need a lot of room.
Oh, I won't take up much room, Pete.
See, I know. I'll use that blanket over there and sleep on the floor.
On the floor?
Yeah, it's better anyway. Us sharks do it lots of times. Keeps you healthy, rugged.
Pete?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll sleep on the floor, too.
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I can't sleep with anybody. I need a lot of room.
Oh, gee, Pete. It's a big floor. Please.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I'll take the bed.
Gee, thanks, Pete.
That's okay.
You know, Pete, maybe if I get rugged enough, I could start a Sharks Club of my own. Well, I know a bunch of guys who join.
Well, yeah, that might be an idea. Why don't you have your friends come over tomorrow, early? We'll talk about it.
Sure, Pete. Oh, night.
Oh. Good night.
Thanks again. Morning, Grandpa.
What are you doing sleeping down there?
Oh, Pete let me.
Pete let you? You mean you wanted to sleep on the floor?
Yeah, to get to be rugged.
Well, ain't it uncomfortable sleeping on the floor?
Well, it was at first. But once I got numb, it didn't bother me.
I don't like the idea of you being down there. Where is Pete anyways?
Oh, he got up early to start on the apple picking.
Want to get early start, huh?
Yep.
Well, we sure got the right spirit.
Grandpa,
Yeah?
don't you think I ought to sleep down there anymore?
It ain't so hard. Ashley?
Coming, Grandpa. Morning, Grandpa.
Morning. Say, did you wash and iron my blue work shirt like I asked you?
Of course.
Good girl. Give it to me, have it.
I gave it to Petey.
Petey? You gave Petey my shirty? I mean my shirt?
Yes. I had to beg him to take it, though.
You had to beg him.
Yes. He mentioned he was worried about ruining his city shirt when he was picking apples, and he wanted to make a good showing for you. So I forced him to take yours.
He's really wrapped up in them apples, ain't he? Well, you done the right thing, yes.
Thanks.
He was so anxious to make a showing, he went to the trouble to go get himself a work shirt. Morning,
Florrie.
Oh, morning, Amos.
Where's Pete?
Oh, he had his breakfast and then he went down to the barn to get the baskets to take out to the orchard.
Oh, he sure don't let no grass grow under his feet, do he?
Oh, he's a nice boy. And I gather he's had rather a hard life.
Oh?
Amos, do you know he's never even tasted cream?
Don't tell me. Well, someday we'll have to give him a little sip. Guess he done had his sip.
Amos, I had to force him to take it. You should have seen the look on his face. It would have done your heart good.
Had to force him, huh? Mm-hmm. Hassie had to force him to take my shirt. Just begin to wonder if this underprivileged business ain't catching. Hassie?
Yes, Grandpa?
That boy come back from the orchard yet?
No.
He's been out there all day. Wonder how he's doing.
Well, why don't you drive out and see how he's doing, Grandpa?
Ain't get the car. I told Pepina to drive over to Barker's and get me a sack of fertilizer. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait. What took you so long? I sent you out that fertilizer 4 hours ago.
Well, it's a long walk to the Barkers. Over half a mile.
Well, I didn't expect you to walk in, didn't he? I told you to take... Where's the car?
Well, Senor Grandpa.
Don't tell me. You give it the boy.
Well, if he had to walk all the way out to the orchard and back, he'll be too tired to pick apples now, wouldn't he?
And all you had to do was to walk a half a mile with a 40-pound sack of fertilizer.
Oh, Senor Grandpa, he fought like a tiger when I tell him to take the car.
For a fella who fights so hard again it sure is interesting how much he gets done for him. You know, Luke, we got a real gold brick on our hands.
Gold brick? Grandpa, are you saying that boy outsmarted everybody?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, now, that's just plumb silly. A young boy like that, what? It just ain't possible.
Ain't possible, huh? Well, he was supposed to get these baskets and stack them before he went to apple picking, Morty.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I figured if I'd done it, it'd give him more time for picking.
You figured or he figured, Luke?
Well, him and me, we was talking about it, and I said, he... You know something, Grandpa? We got us a gold brick on our hands.
Oh, my goodness, that's wonderful. Amos, is this boy an apple picker or not?
It's a heap of apple picking there, Grandpa. Sort of explains why the boy let everybody give him a helping hand, don't it?
Yeah. But the question is, Luke, have we been giving the poor fella enough of a helping hand?
Amos, you sure you don't mind taking this little snack out to him?
Well, do you think there's enough there for him?
I think so. He's doing real well, isn't he, Amos?
Well, I'll say so. Why, the way he's picking them apples makes me feel funny about taking that $15 a week.
Well, you could refuse it.
I don't feel that funny.
With action like this, you'll be a shark in no time.
Gee, thanks.
George.
It was a pretty close race, fellas, and this is the way it ran. Freddie wins by a nose with 9 baskets. Here's your quarter, Freddie. Little Luke places with 8 baskets. That's 15 cents, Little Luke. Wow. There you go. And Paul shows with 7 baskets. Here's your 10 cents, Paul. Well, the rest of you ran a pretty close race, fellas, and maybe you'll win tomorrow. But don't forget, one of the first rules of being a shark is that we don't tell anybody about secret club business, right?
Right. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock sharp.
Don't forget your dimes.
I'll see you after a while. You drive the baskets home.
Okay.
Yeah, you sure done a good day's picking today, son.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, to do all that picking and still look as fresh as a daisy.
Well, I'm getting sort of used to it.
Special way you're doing it with slave labor.
Oh. Well, so what?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, you little underprivileged cream guzzler.
Why should I be? You were getting yours, weren't you?
What are you talking about?
The $15 a week.
Well, I will admit that that's what got me into this thing.
You got your angle, I got mine.
Son, you better get yourself back to the city. There's a bus leaving at 7:05 a.m. in the morning. Now, you ain't worth spoiling supper for. So we won't talk no more about this later.
Suits me.
Now, I'll tell you something else. You picked yourself a good name for that club of yours. Shark.
Just about the greatest meal I ever ate.
Well, thank you, Luke.
Has everybody finished? Because I got something to say. I want you to hear this, Florrie, special you.
Coming right out. Oh.
A birthday cake.
For who? For Pete. I saw it on the papers the committee sent us. Happy birthday, Pete.
Go on, open it, Pete.
Boy, look at that.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pete. Happy birthday to you. Well, Florrie, I swear.
All right, boy, the bus will be leaving real soon now.
Hi, Grandpa.
What are you doing in the bed? Did he sleep there last night?
I guess so.
What do you mean you guess so?
Well, when I went to sleep, he was just sitting in the chair over there.
Just a sitting, huh?
Yeah. And he must have gotten up real early.
You going back to sleep, son.
You know, it's kind of hard getting used to sleeping when you're not numb.
Pete? You can come down now, boy.
I just thought I'd get a few more apples picked before I left.
Not the kids, huh?
Oh, they're too slow.
Yeah, I see. Well, look, I found this on the hall table. I guess it's yours.
I don't need it. I thought maybe little Lou can use it.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I guess it's time to leave for the bus.
What bus?
Bus to the city?
Well, you got plenty of time for that.
Then I can get some more apples picked. When do I leave?
Well, there's a bus leaving later today, and then I guess there's a couple tomorrow, and then there'll be some leaving 2 weeks from now.
You mean I can stay, Mr. McCoy?
Sure, son, if you want it.
Gee, thanks, Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy, Well, that crack about the $15.
Oh, yeah, I sort of thought about that myself. I figured I could buy something I always wanted, like a football or a baseball mitt. Of course, it'd be kind of wore out in a couple of weeks, but then you could take them along with you when you go.
Well, I better get on these apples.
Yeah. Now, look, remember, son. Just remember, this is your job. And you got to do it all by yourself without no help and no pampering from no one.
I understand, Mr. McCoy.
Now, look, hey, son, get that jacket off before you rip it or something.
No, Mr. McCoy. I can take care of the baskets. And I mean it this time.
Good.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
I ain't picking up no cake smell. Ain't you started baking the cake yet?
Amos, when Kate went away, she put me in complete charge of this kitchen. Now stop trying to confuse me.
Grandpa, leave Florrie be and just stay out of her way.
Did you call everybody, Luke?
Yeah, I called them. They'll all be here tonight. Now, try to simmer down. It's only Cousin Claude that's coming to visit. It ain't the Queen of England.
Well, only Cousin Claude, as you put it, just so happens to be the #1 brightest McCoy of all of us. And I want everything to be perfect for him.
Well, now, just how do you figure that he's the brightest McCoy?
He's done everything. He's been a sailor, a railroad man, a miner, a surveyor.
A salesman, a carpenter, a tool maker, a mechanic, a truck driver, and now he's an oil man.
Well, now, if that ain't a success story, I don't know what is.
Success story. Me, just a shiftless wanderer that can't hold a job.
Oh, that can't be true, Luke. It's the town taxi.
Yeah, that'd be Cousin Claude. First class all the way, whether he can afford it or not.
Uncle Amos!
Well, if you ain't a sight to show around.
Oh, by golly, it's good to see you, Amos. 5 years ain't changed you hardly none at all.
You're putting on a little bay window there.
You just got it there for conversation, Pete. Take it off any time I want.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah. Hey, look, here's Claude. Don't he look great?
Well,
Howdy, Claude.
Luke, it's been a long time, boy.
Well, you sure have been around a lot since the last time we seen you.
He sure has. Well, Claude never wanted to leave grass growing under his feet.
You can say that again, Amos.
Oh, Claude. Luke.
I tell you, Amos, that Luke is getting to favor you more and more year by year.
That's what they say. Come on in the house, Claude.
Oh, thank you.
Sure nice to have you here, Claude.
Oh, by golly, it's good to be here, Uncle Amos.
Well, by jingles. You still got the gold piece I done give your pa.
I sure have.
Yeah. I remember the day I give it to him. I said, Leland, don't you never spend this less than your life depends on it.
Them's was his very words to me, Uncle Amos.
Yes?
Oh, I want to show you something. A pair of deuces, a poker face, and my lucky gold coin won this for me.
What is it?
It's a oil lease on a piece of land in Nevada.
You gonna drill for oil on it?
Well, I'll say I am. This is the kind of thing you wait for. Thing like this only comes along once in a lifetime.
Oil. Wouldn't that be something to get a hold on?
This here's a map of that whole area. I'll show you. Now, my lease is right there.
Yeah. See, that's a nice piece of land, ain't it? Leastwise on paper.
Ross Petroleum, they brung in a big one up here. And right down here, the Fowler Walsh Company brought in the biggest gusher in the state of Nevada.
And yours right in betwixt the two?
Right smack dab in the middle.
Well, I hope they left some drippers for you.
Drippers? Well, now, look, Amos, you know I was never one to exaggerate.
That's right, Claude. You never was, no.
All right. According to them geologist fellas, they say that the rock strata shows a well drilled on my place could bring in as much as 700 or 800 barrels a day.
700 or 800 barrels?
Woo!
How much money did you say he was going to need, Claude?
Oh, only a few thousand more.
Just a few thousand.
It ain't going to be hard to get neither. There's lots of ready money up there in San Francisco.
Yeah. Well, you know, Claude, it just ain't necessary that money has to blow from the north now, is it?
What do you mean, Amos?
Well, I thought maybe we might be able to latch on to some right around here.
Oh, well, I'll admit this is an awful good-looking deal, but...
He's right there, huh?
Right in that little old spot.
Rich black oil. Just oozing out of there.
It just don't make sense, Grandpa. Where are you going to get $500 to put in this oil well?
Now, ain't you ever heard of taking a loan on a crop, Luke?
What? Well, now that's just ridiculous. Well, Grandpa, if that oil well fails, it means we lose half of next year's income. Now, that just don't make no sense. I can't let you do it.
Now, Luke, for 20 years, I've been wanting to get in on one of Claude's investments, but I never had the money. Now, this may be the last chance, and I just ain't going to pass it up.
Well, Grandpa, Claude's been in 100 different lines. They all fail.
That ain't so, Luke.
Oh, what about that mink farm, for example, huh? Yeah, that was another sure thing. All his talk about raising bigger mink just so you wouldn't have to use so many to make a coat.
Well, that was a god-darn good idea. The only thing lacking was one big mink to start the ball rolling.
Good.
Get Mrs. Comstock and me a piece of cake.
No, I'll get it.
I'll get it, look. 2 lovely pieces of cake for 2 lovely ladies.
You know, I always wanted to get in one of them investments of yours.
This is the time.
Yeah, what's all said that?
You bet.
Just imagine me being in oil. You want something, George?
I forgot my serviette.
If we get our drilling started next week, we're going to be in good shape.
Good.
George, Mrs. Comstock and I are waiting for our cake.
Yeah, I'll have it drilled in a minute.
George, quit fiddling around with the cake. Cut yourself a good-sized piece. It's a good cake.
Why, Amos, I didn't see you sitting there. And speaking of cake, by a quirk of fate, I couldn't help hearing you mention oil.
Oil? Where? Up in the valley. Claude here's going to bring in a gusher.
Is that right, Claude?
I'm sure hoping so, ma'am.
So that's what you've been talking about. That's very interesting, Claude.
Oil's always interesting. Amos, you in this?
Yep. I'm in it both feet.
Where'd you get the money, Amos?
Oh, I'm taking a load on next season's crop.
Next year?
My goodness, if you're doing that, it must be a certainty.
Oh, oil ain't never a certainty, ma'am. It can make you rich.
Rich.
Rich. I'd like to put some money in it, young man.
Grandpa, could I talk to you for a minute?
Not now.
Yeah,
Look,
out in the
talking
kitchen.
oil.
We can't expect Peppino to do everything, you know.
Excuse us.
Say, Claude, could you tell us more about it?
Well, sure. Come on over here. I'll show you.
What do you want me in here for?
Now, look, Grandpa, you putting money into this oil well's crazy enough.
Oil?
But getting our friends in, that's something else.
I ain't getting them in. If they want to go in, that's their business.
Now, just a doggone minute.
There you are, Amos. Now come back into the living room and tell us more about this wonderful oil of yours.
Oh, Miss Comstock.
I'd be delighted, Miss Comstock. Saved by an elderly belle.
Ain't you interested in these oil wells, Senor Luke?
Well, no, you see
Well,
what...
here, take this, because I am.
You consider it risky? Risky? Why, oil over here, oil over there, oil down here. Don't look risky to me.
Not to me either.
I'll give you a check right now for me and Flora.
I have to cash a few bonds. It'll only take me a day.
I'll call my lawyer nephew first thing in the morning.
Peppino, what about you?
I got all my money tied up in debts.
What's the matter, Claude?
Well, there ain't nothing the matter, Uncle Amos. It's just, well, I'm worried about them folk up in San Francisco. I kind of promised them.
Oh, Amos, tell them we're all friends. You and me's buddies, you know. Lodge members.
Yeah, Claude, you know, they are all my best friends. Yeah, sure, it'd be a shame to leave them out of this.
I guess it'll be all right. I tell you what, now that we're all in this together, we're going to call the first well that's drilled the McCoy number 1.
McCoy number 1. The McCoy. Come on, smile, Luke. The McCoys is moving up.
Up and over the hill to the poorhouse.
Howdy, Amos. Say, I'd like to borrow some peat moss. You know something? I'm putting in a new flower bed.
Well, help yourself, George. There's a quarter of a sack back in the corner.
Thanks, Amos. Well, I won't keep you from working. Say, by the way, Amos, you heard from that nephew of yours? Oh, not that I'm worried about my money or anything. I'm just inquiring about his health and how he's drilling. Feeling
fine? He's drilling fine, George.
You heard from him, eh?
No.
Then how do you know he's feeling and drilling?
No news is good news, George.
Yeah? Well, see you later.
George?
Huh?
How about the peat moss?
Yeah, help yourself anytime, Amos.
Now, Amanda, you've got to try and calm yourself. The main thing when you're waiting to hit oil is calmness all the time.
Grandpa, I just got a telegram on the phone. It's from Claude. That you can't read. Drilling started. Hit Cap Rock. This is good sign. We'll wire weekly progress report every Friday night. Keep fingers crossed, Claude.
some coffee.
Yeah, sure thing.
Hello? Yeah, hold the phone. Luke, get a pencil and paper, would you? Yeah. Now, one ear at a time. Okay, Darren.
Oh, that doggone, I broke the point.
Using my pen. Hit salt water. This good sign? Keep fingers crossed. Sign, Claude. There's good news for the book, ain't it?
Yeah, I always heard where salt water comes before oil.
He said it's a good sign.
It sounded dandy to me.
George?
Yeah, sounded fine to me, except that's two keep your fingers crossed in a row.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. That's just wire talk. Why, he could have said sincerely, but he still had 2 words coming at the 8-word rate.
I just hope next Friday's telegram says, hooray, hooray, found oil. Uncrossed fingers. Well, see you next Friday.
Okay. Good night.
It's midnight. Why don't you send the stockholders home to bed? No telegram's gonna come any more tonight.
It'll come, Luke. It'll come. Claude wouldn't let us down. Hello. Go ahead and you're in.
Grandpa, the phone didn't ring. I dropped a spoon.
Oh, my goodness, it's 12 o'clock. We'd better get home, George.
Yeah. Say, what about the telegram, the progress report?
Maybe there hasn't been any progress.
Now, Flory.
You think there's any trouble, Abe?
Amanda?
Well, maybe the whole thing just didn't work out, huh, Amos?
Now, everything's going to be all right. It's just possible he never sent no telegram on account of the hit oil. And the whole place is just one gooey mess. And
Now, look, folks, this ain't none of my business, but all of you hanging around worrying ain't going to help matters none. Maybe if y'all had a good night's sleep, things would look better to you in the morning. Excuse me.
Maybe there's something in what Luke says.
I'll leave you know just as soon as the telegram comes. Everything's going to be fine, and you don't worry one bit now.
The fact that Claude's a McCoy is good enough for me. Good night, Amos.
Good night, Flory.
I'm not going to worry, Amos. You knew what you was doing when you talked us into it.
We are sitting here till midnight waiting for your telegram. Am I going too fast for you, Luke?
No.
We all agreed we are not worried one bit. And speaking of bit, how's the drilling coming? Also, one stockholder would like to ask a question. Is there any market for salt water? Read that back to me, Luke.
Anxious to hear progress report what happened, signed Amos.
Good, Luke. You got me word for word. Luke, the telegram. Here, read it. Come on, open it up. I know he wouldn't leave us down. You know, it even smells oily.
Anxious to hear progress report. What happened, Amos?
Now, that's what I call... Come again, Luke?
Oh, Grandpa, here's the telegram that you sent Claude. Somebody must have stuck it in that envelope and mailed it back to you.
Oh, I don't understand, Luke.
I guess Claude ain't there no more.
Meaning what?
Meaning that the oil well didn't work out and he took off.
No. I just can't believe it. No.
Grandpa, there comes a time when a man just gotta believe what's squatting right at the end of his nose.
All our friends, George, Florian, all the rest of them, they had faith in us. It's up to us to make it right with them.
Well, wait a minute, Grandpa. You didn't talk them people into this oil business.
Now, Luke, our friends put money in a McCoy doing, and it's up to me to set it right. So, I want you to go into town and talk to them real estate people and see what they can get for this here farm.
Sell a farm? Oh, no. No, you can't do it, Grandpa. I won't let you now. That's plumb crazy.
Now, look, when you get as old as me, well, you'll realize that a clear conscience is worth more than all the money in the world.
But, Grandpa...
Do like I say, Luke. Get into town. Well, here comes the first one of the stockholders. He's here. We get the place up for sale. He wants to be in line to get his refund.
Howdy, Luke. Howdy, Amos.
Mr. McMichael, didn't take you long to get here.
As soon as we heard you were selling the place, I came right over.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Speaking for the stockholders, I got something to say.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Well, we want you to know, Amos, that we jumped into this oil deal with our eyes wide open. And you don't owe us a penny. And on top of that, Amos, me and Flores get a little set by, and it's yours for the asking to carry you over.
Well, I don't know what to say, George, except thank you.
Forget it, Amos.
But we're still selling this farm. I'm going to pay back you folks every penny you invested. That's the way I want it.
No, Amos, we're just trying to...
Grandpa. Thank you.
Claude!
Hi. This is one visit I'm looking forward to.
Now, wait a minute, Luke.
You had a lot of nerve coming back here after... How do you...
Must be thousands.
The oil came in.
No, George, it was a dry hole.
Well, what about this?
Well, Las Vegas weren't a dry hole. You see, I was traveling back to try and explain to you folks, and I come into town. I was dead broke and, well, sick inside about losing your money, and I figured I had to give her one more try and get your money. So I come into this big gambling casino and...
What? You won this gambling?
Yeah, but seeing as how you was flat broke, how come you...
Remember this, Uncle Amos?
The gold piece, sure, but...
Remember what you told Pa and what Pa told me? But I was never to use this unless it was a matter of life or death.
If you had all this money, how come you had to hitch a ride on a truck?
Oh, well, I quit as soon as I won enough to pay you all back. I didn't allow for no fare.
Claude, I don't know what to say.
Well, I got something to say, and I want to say it right to your face, too, Claude. You're a real McCoy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no.
McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Hello, Miss Plant.
Hello, Mr. McCoy.
Right on the dot, Miss Plant.
You got my special apples all picked out?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yeah. Pick of the litter.
They'll do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. Come again. Very nice car she got.
Yeah, it's $2.40 we took in today, Grandpa.
Well, things are on the upswing, I guess.
Well, if you just listen to me, we could do twice that amount of business.
Well, look, we got the old each stand on the road. We're getting all the business there is.
Yeah, but we could get more.
You talking about dolling up this place again?
Grandpa, it ain't called dolling up. It's called merchandising. Put up some signs. Kind of fix the stand up a little.
Look, all that stuff costs money. In the way you're talking, why, that could run us into two figures.
I give up.
Now, look, if you want the truth, it ain't in the merchandising. It's that you ain't using no salesmanship when you're waiting on a customer.
What do you mean I ain't using salesmanship?
What about Miss Platt? She asked for 2 apples, and you never tried to sell her no more.
Well, 2's all she needed.
Wait, look, the success of this country is due to selling people things they don't need. Now, if we was to go against the grain, why, that's apt to start a snowball to cave everything in.
Now, look, Grandpa,
Luke, Kate's on the phone.
Kate? From Bakersfield. Hello? Hello?
Well, this sure is a nice surprise, Sugar Babe. Everything all right up there? Good. Yeah, I'm just fine, Sugar Babe, just fine.
You tell her I'm fine, Luke.
Grandpa's fine, too.
What'd she say, Luke?
She said she's glad you're fine.
She said that? You tell her I appreciate it.
Grandpa said... this long distance.
Hey, that's right. Hang up, Luke.
Sugar Babe, how's your mother feeling?
There's somebody at the stand, Grandpa.
There is? There is. She's the best-looking fruit and vegetables we've seen around here.
Yeah, these people really know how to grow. It's just a question if they can produce enough to keep us supplied.
Yeah, mighty handy to where we're going to be located.
Yep, won't be more than a mile from your stand.
Oh, we can pop over here and pick up stuff whenever we need it.
Now, remember what I told you about salesmanship.
Howdy, mister. Say, our fruits...
Finest apples we've seen in the whole valley.
Well, did you notice it?
Just look at the size of those. They're tremendous. How much do you get for them?
Well, 5 cents. Of course, if you was to buy 10 of them, we might be able to shade the price just a little.
How much is a box?
Oh, well, I'm afraid we couldn't sell you a box. You see, we need the boxes to put the fruit in. Wait a minute. Did you mean a box with the apples already in it?
Full.
Full?
That's right. I'm in the fruit and vegetable business, and I'm interested in buying wholesale.
Wholesale, huh? Well, that'll put you in a different department. Amos McCoy's the name. I'm in charge of the wholesale department.
Oh, I see.
Well, now, Grandpa, I'm doing just fine now.
Luke, don't you think we better stay in our own department? Now, Mr.
Duff.
Well, now, if you was to take a whole box, why, we could give you quite a price.
Figure on 6 boxes.
6, huh? 6?
That's right. How much? Well, we get 5 cents for a single apple, but... Well, of course, you used to take 6 boxes. Well, that'd be exactly 4 cents.
4.
Well, now, with the 10% discount, it'd make it 3 even, you see.
Sold.
Look, get them ready, will you?
Here, right away. Yeah, Peppino, give me a hand loading these boxes up here, will you?
You can count on us coming back in a couple of days for more of the same.
Good, good. Could use some fine lettuce.
Well,
Best I've ever seen.
yes, I could use 4 crates if the price is right.
Well, don't you worry none about that now. You see, we get some wonderful tomatoes here. These are the finest growed in the valley.
Well, I'm interested. Yes, I can use half a dozen crates of these, too.
Look, tell me what I'm doing now so I don't forget. How many boxes you think we ought to order, Luke?
Oh, I'd say at least 100.
Yeah, I guess so, the way Mr. Duff buys.
You got the money?
Sure have. It'll be right here. It feels good, don't it? Well, gotta get that carburetor fixed, you know? Plugged up again.
Grandpa, what's a farmerama?
Farmer what?
Farmerama. That's where we're going to hit in 300 yards.
I don't know, Luke. I never heard the word, but it's got a sneaky ring to it. You drive on.
Delicious fruits and vegetables. Grandpa, it looks like somebody else has put up a stand.
On our highway? Full of all the nerve. It ain't but a mile to our place. Oh, I'll report it. I'll have him run off.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can, too. This farmer mama fella, he ain't only nervy, but he's stupid. How's he going to do any business on the road where we get all the business to be got?
He ain't so stupid.
Probably all relatives.
Well, hello there. Oh. You feel lucky today?
There's your change.
Well, you should do very well. Nobody has apples like these around here.
Oh, thank you. Go back again.
Well,
Mr.
McCoys.
Here, Mr. Duff.
How are you? You buying here, Mr. Duff? Hey, well, now, look. We can produce all that you can use. And this fella's running this place, well, he's a sort of hedging in on our territory, you see.
Mr. McCoy.
Now, you wouldn't want to deal with a moochie, would you? And you wouldn't want to buy none of this cheap junk. Why, this is the worst I ever seen.
Boy, this happens to be my stand.
What?
That's right. Don't you recognize your own apples? Why, I'm selling them faster than we can put them out.
Why, the first time I seen you, I knew I was taking a viper to my bosom.
Mr. McCoy.
Oozing up to our stand and wheeling us out of our best products and then coming down here and selling this stuff like a bold brazen hussy right under our very nose.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. McCoy. Your stand is at least a mile from here. Besides, I can sell 10 times more of your product than you can. It's much better for you this way.
You know, Grandpa, what Mr. Duff says ain't exactly wrong.
He lied to us, Luke. He never told us he was no competitor. Why, he bought these here apples for 3 cents and he's getting 5 for them.
But I'm buying them wholesale, and I know how to merchandise them. Don't you understand? It's much better for both of us.
It's better for you, but I ain't going to be swallowed up by no traveling medicine show stand.
You're not going to be swallowed up.
Now, you just get your stuff packed up and get them dancing girls dressed and get out of here before I report you to the sheriff.
Can't do that, Mr. McCoy. I have a permit to stay here, and I'm going to stay.
Well, not with my fruit, you ain't. Now, here's the $72 you give me, and I'll take it all back.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. You see, I've sold almost everything I bought from you. That is everything except this box of apples.
Everything?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was coming over earlier to buy some more from you.
Look, Grandpa, maybe
I
like
want that box of apples.
Well, that'll be $5, please.
You only paid me $3 for them.
I'm in business to make a profit. Oh, and Mr. McCoy, a last bit of friendly advice. I wouldn't use these green circle boxes anymore. They're not very strong.
I'll thank you to mind your own business.
Is your grandfather home?
No, he went to town. But my brother's here. Come on. Luke! Oh, Luke!
Howdy, Mr. Duff.
Hello, Luke.
How are you?
Fine.
Oh, this is my sister Hassie, Mr. Duff, and I guess you met my little brother, little Luke here.
How do you do?
How are you?
Boy, I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, I'll bet you have. I just dropped by to tell you people how sorry I am about what happened.
Yeah, well, when Grandpa gets his mind set on something, it's not easy to change him.
By not easy, Luke means it's impossible.
And Grandpa can be cantankerous, all right, but he's still a real fine man, Mr. Duff, and he balances way out on the good side.
Oh, I'm sure he does. My only regret is I can't buy from you.
Well, I understand you're getting all you need from the other farmers around here.
Well, yes, but nobody grows anything like your kind of stuff. And I pride myself on selling the finest produce available.
Yeah, well, it's too bad we couldn't work something out.
Yeah. Or could we?
What?
Look, I'm frank to admit I want to buy from you. You and I know that makes sense. Would your grandfather have to know about it?
Well, gosh, I don't know. I'd have to talk it over with... I sure wish my wife was here. I just don't know if it'd be right. Hassie, would you excuse us for just a minute?
Oh, sure.
Hass, what do you think?
You're always telling me I'm a teenager and my opinion isn't worth anything.
Well, now I'm asking you. You know how Grandpa feels about Mr. Duff.
I wish we'd talk about something else for a change.
We could sure use the money. And Grandpa'd get just as much good out of it as we would.
I know, but I don't think we should take a chance.
Well, I'm gonna.
Luke, you asked me for my opinion.
Hassie, you're just a teenager. Well, Mr. Duff, you've got yourself a deal. Of course, this will be our secret.
Huh?
Well, little Luke, we ain't doing nothing wrong. It ain't that we're afraid to tell Grandpa or nothing. It's just that...
Oh, it's okay, Luke. I was going to tell you to do it in the first place.
Good. Well, I'll get the fruit and vegetables to you somehow every day or so. But someday if I don't show up, you'll know that Grandpa found out.
You say a bus stopped here and they bought everything, understand?
$22 worth. All cash.
Ned Duff thought I couldn't do without him. All we needed was the decorations and them signs. Right, Luke?
Right, Grandpa.
As soon as you left for lunch, the bus come by again. $7.
Be doggone.
You should have seen the people pouring out of that bus.
Oh, yeah, they was buying and grabbing and munching. Whew, what a sight, Grandpa.
Wish you could have seen it. I wasn't gone but a half hour. Say, they sure work fast, don't they?
Oh, it's amazing. The darndest thing happened, Grandpa. The minute you went in the house, the bus stopped again, and they bought everything we had.
Be God done. That bus has got the craziest schedule I ever heard of. Every time I leave, it stops. But who cares just so long as they don't stop buying?
$32 worth, Grandpa. We can really start living high.
Yeah, we sure can, Luke. All you McCoys up there, I want to say thank you. And if you was down here, I'd buy you some decent clothes. Leastwise, better than the rags you was wearing the last time I see you.
Hello, Mr. McCoy.
Ain't seen you around lately.
Well, I find Farmerama a little more convenient. They're out of lemons today. Would you care to sell me two?
Well, I was fixing to go to town, but I ain't proud. Besides, the bus ain't been around today. That'll be 10 cents. Well, I see you buying your fruit by the crate now.
Well, the ones Mr. Duff sells are so wonderful.
What's so wonderful about them? They ain't half as good as... ours.
Mr. McCoy, you forgot your dime.
Come on, everybody, let's get a move on. We got lots to do in town.
Yeah.
Oh, they're almost ready, Grandpa.
Yeah, well, Luke, I don't think we'll go into town today.
Well, we're all counting on it. You know we made a special reservation at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see that bus come by just once.
Well, I don't think it'll be coming through today.
Well, how come, Luke?
Well, I just got a feeling.
Yeah, I get a feeling too, Luke. I get a feeling that you take a good look at that bus and it'd look just like Mr. Duff.
Oh, Grandpa, what makes you say a silly thing like that?
Luke, just you raise your eyes up to them McCoys that's up there and say that bus and Mr. Duff ain't one and the same. I know it. My own family, my own flesh and blood, you're going behind my back.
Grandpa, we only went behind your back for your own good, as well as ours.
We ain't a-doing no business with Duff. You understand? I'm the head of the McCoys, and I know what's good for us and what ain't.
Grandpa, you just don't seem to realize that the whole business world is changing. Everybody's specializing. Now, you take us. We grow the best fruits and vegetables in the whole valley. That's our specialty. But let's face it, we don't know the first thing about selling or merchandising.
But I ain't gonna do it.
You're just plain stubborn.
That's my specialty.
Look at my new shoes, Grandpa. Aren't they the wildest? Maybe if you cut the heels off, you might be able to walk better.
It's the first thing I ever got that wasn't a hand-me-down or on sale.
See, Grandpa, take a whiff of this hair goo. Smells as if I was at least 17 years old.
Senor Grandpa, are you sure you did not make a mistake? You pay my wages up to date.
Better hang on to him.
Well, come on, everybody. We're going to be late.
We got one stop to make first.
Grandpa, what are we stopping here for?
Well, he's ahead of McCoys. I gotta do something that's gotta be did.
Grandpa found out that we've been selling to Mr. Duff.
Duff? I want to talk to you.
I guess I know what it's about.
I bet you do.
We were hoping that sooner or later you'd see the light.
So you and my grandson had to start working behind my back, huh?
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about? When a stubborn old coot like me comes along, that's the only way I got to handle things.
Well, yeah.
That's right. Let me tell you. I'm the best grower and you're the best seller. I can't say you're the world's greatest buyer. Leave my grandson palm this off on you.
See him throw that stuff away? Mr. Duff will put him in jail.
And there's another mistake I ain't making. I ain't buying no more of these rickety green circle boxes.
We gotta stop him before somebody gets hurt. You can stay here.
Just one thing, Mr. McCoy. Please keep growing that wonderful stuff of yours.
Well, don't you worry. And I want to tell you, Duff, you're just a wonderful fellow.
Take it easy, Grandpa. Take it easy. Hit him in it, Duff. Hit him in it.
What?
Oh, he's getting along fine.
No fooling.
Yeah, and there's something I want to tell you. I'm going to admit I was wrong, but from now on, me and Mr. Duff is working together.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'll tell you something else. From now on, I'll grow it and you'll sell it, and we share and share alike.
That's sure okay with me.
Mr. Duff, I just sold a customer 2 crates of apples.
You didn't. Yes. Betty, you're wonderful.
Share and share alike.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along, o'er the deep blue sea. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along, o'er the deep blue sea. Merrily we roll. Look out, Amos! Oh! George! Oh! George! Where are you? You all right, George?
Never mind about me. What about the mother and the children?
Ow! That's gratitude for you. Go on, shoo. Get out of here. Shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. Let's see how Emily is.
Oh, she's a mess.
Yeah.
Lucky I didn't crack my head on the dashboard.
Yeah. How about the more important parts of your body? Is they all right?
I'll count her.
Well, if you has any aches or pains, I'll give you a bottle of McCoy concentrate when you get back to the house.
No, Amos, I'm all right. How about you?
Oh, I'm fine. It's Emily here I'm worrying about. Just listen to her. She's trembling and panting like a herd dove. Ain't you got no respect?
How much do you think he's going to charge you to fix it?
What's the difference? The insurance company's paying for it.
Grandpa. Grandpa, I just read our insurance policy here, and our car ain't covered.
Well, why not? We paid the premium, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but we didn't buy the collision kind of insurance. Don't you remember telling the man that we didn't need it because our car was built to take it?
It ain't too late to take it out now, though, is it?
Senor Grandpa, I will be very happy to lend you some money if you pay me my salary.
Say, how about the cookie jar?
No, we give practically all of it to Kate when she went up to see her mother.
Well, now that car's got to be fixed. It's been with us through all the bad times and the worst ones and all the slumps in between.
Well, I'll wait till the mechanic gets back to the garage, and then I better call him and tell him to hold off for a while.
Say, Luke, about that insurance, I say we cancel it. You know, no matter what you're covered for, something else always happens.
Now, that ain't so, Grandpa.
Actually, there's a lot of things that this covers you for. Well, if you damaged another car, you'd be insured. Or if George had been hurt being a passenger in your car, he'd be insured up to $5,000.
You would, eh? Well, we lost all around then. Us because the car wasn't covered, and George because he didn't get every bone in his body busted. Howdy, George.
Howdy, Amos. Say, I didn't know whether you want me coming or not tonight, knowing how you feel about the car.
Oh, that's all right. I just figured maybe a couple of games of checkers would get my mind off of the accident.
Well, whatever you say, Amos.
All set up here. Good.
Let's get at it.
Yeah. See, you want a pillow to sit on?
What for?
Well, I thought maybe you was a little stiff, you know, after the accident.
No, Amos, I'm all right. I feel fine. Well, here we go.
Move. Well, all right, as long as you're sure.
Sure, I'm sure, but why do you keep asking me?
Well, at your age, you get them things they call delayed reactions, you know. You mash your toe on Tuesday and it don't start to hurt till late Saturday night.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with my toe, Amos.
You know, them insurance companies, they got all the luck. They always come out on top.
How so?
By selling insurance on things that never happen. Now, if you was to get hurt on the policy I got, you collects up to $5,000.
5,000?
Yeah. You was the only one that was insured.
Oh?
And if you was to get hurt real bad, you'd be laying flat on your back in a hospital, sitting pretty right now.
A fella can't be lucky all the time.
Well, now, George, you sort of got yourself in a trap there.
Well, I reckon you're just too good for me tonight, Amos. Well, let me see.
Need no pillow.
I just get a little kick.
There.
What hospital, Amos?
What?
You know, the hospital where they put you for $5,000.
Oh, I know. What's ailing you, George?
Oh, I reckon I ain't feeling up to snuff tonight, Amos. I better be running along.
Well, all right, if you don't feel too good.
I don't, Amos. Good night, Amos.
Good night, George.
Night.
George, what happened to you? Did you have an accident on the way to the door?
Oh, the things, Amos. Come in. Oh, Amos, you don't know what a terrible night I spent. Oh, what a terrible night.
Well, now you don't look like you was in for too good a day, neither. I didn't know we had no earthquake last night. What happened to you, George?
Oh, it took me a little longer, Amos. But when it hit whole hog.
What hit, George?
The delayed reaction.
Oh, that's what it is, huh?
Amos, the muscles that hold my bones together hurt so bad, I wouldn't be surprised if they let go completely.
My, you were sure real shook up, weren't you, George?
Yeah. Amos, I'm afraid I'll have to put in for my injuries as far up to as that insurance policy yours allows.
Yeah, and you deserve it too, George, if you was as bad hurt as you say. I'll get it, George.
No, I'll manage it.
Hey, let me help you, George. Let me get it for you.
I'll manage it.
I'll get it, George.
I'll get it. I knew that had happened.
You know, George, in the condition you're in, you should have extra phones all over the house.
Hello? Hello? Oh, was that you that just called? Yeah, I had a little trouble getting to the phone here. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. Look, for you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
You all right now, George?
Yeah.
Hello, Luke? Yeah? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can fix it, though, huh? How much? Oh, well, and where are you going to get that kind of money, Luke? Maybe you better tell them to hold off for a spell, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So long. Well, Luke says he can fix the car. They get a part from a hopmobile and a transmission out of an old steam shovel. It's going to cost $68. We're going to have to wait a spell.
Amos, I'll lend you the money.
No, now, George. You know us McCoys. We don't borrow.
I know, but it seems a shame me getting everything and you getting nothing.
Just forget it now, because there ain't nothing can be done about it.
Something going to be done about it, Amos. Whatever I get from the insurance company, I'm going to give you half.
No, now, George. Even if I was the one that brung this blessing on you, it all goes to you.
Amos, this ain't charity. Now, after all, it was your wreck, too.
Well, I guess it was at that. Well, let's see. Just the expenses, huh?
No. My mind's made up, Amos. Whatever I get, you get half.
Well, how much do you think we'll get?
I think they figure on the basis of how bad the driving was.
They do, huh?
And the way you was driving, I think we ought to get at least $1,000.
Boy, that's $500 apiece, ain't it?
Come in mighty handy.
Yeah, it sure would. What do you mean the way I was driving?
Well, you was a-scooting and a-swerving along the road, singing away, and every time you go for a high note, you'd close your eyes.
I would?
Yeah, why, you couldn't see where you was going. I'll bet the insurance company offers us $2,000.
$1,000 apiece. Well, if that was the way I was driving, we'd deserve it.
I'll bet we get $3,000 apiece when they find out you was driving with your hat over your eyes.
Oh, now, wait a minute, George. That was after the accident.
You were still at the wheel, Amos.
Well, right is right.
I'll phone the lawyer and have him start working on it.
And I'll get on home, see if we can get the name of that insurance agent.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, I'll see you, George. Oh. Take it easy now, boy.
What happened after that, Mr. McCoy?
Well, we was scooting and a-swerving, you see. And I must have kept my eyes closed too long whilst I was reaching for that high note. Because the next thing I knowed, we was off on the road, just a-jumping and a-bouncing until we hit that tree whammo.
Grandpa, you never did drive like that before.
Well, I always took it easy when I had young folks in the car, Luke.
You were lucky you weren't injured, Mr. McCoy.
Yeah. But you ought to see my poor old friend, George McMichael.
Yes, we received a report from Mr. McMichael's lawyer. We've already had him examined by our doctor.
Oh, and just exactly what did he find out was wrong with him?
Well, without being 100% certain, our doctor feels that most of Mr. McMichael's injuries are psychosomatic.
That sounds bad. Where is it? In the back here somewhere?
No, Mr. McCoy. You see, quite often, injuries are just a state of mind. Something happens to a man, and he thinks he's injured when actually he isn't.
You get it, Luke?
Well, yeah. You see, no.
Now, don't get me wrong. The person actually feels the pain, but it comes about through his mind.
Mr. Sorensen, I'd like to ask you a question. This psycho stuff we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Does that make any change in the insurance?
Oh, no, Mr. McCoy. Oh, no. You see, whether the injuries are psychosomatic or actual, our company will still honor the claim.
You got a nice bunch of fellas down at your place, huh?
Now, Mr. McCoy, if you'll sign your report on the accident right here, I'll get things started.
Yeah, well, even you don't mind, I'll abbreviate it down to an X. All I choose X on account of, well, it sort of gets the forges off in the track, you see.
I understand.
Well, I guess it'll be easy sailing from here on in, huh?
Well, it all depends on what you call easy sailing. You realize, of course, your insurance will be canceled when this goes through.
Canceled? What?
Well, yes, sir. It's too great a risk for us to insure a man who drives as poorly as you do and is guilty of such gross negligence.
Grandpa's been driving for over 40 years. This is the first time he's had an accident.
Well, 40 years is a long time. And with all due respect to you, Mr. McCoy, maybe you're getting just a little bit old.
Sure, I'm old, but I ain't ready for no junkyard.
Now, look, Mr. Sorensen, you cancel his insurance, he won't be able to drive.
Sure, I'd be practically helpless.
I'm sorry, sir, but that's our policy.
Well, then, I'm afraid we'll just have to get our policy from another company.
That's good thinking, Luke. Yeah, that's good thinking.
Well, I doubt very much if you'll be able to after the state gets this report.
What do you mean by that?
Well, sir, considering the way you were driving, plus the age factor, the authorities will revoke your driving license, too. Good night, gentlemen.
Now, just a minute. You take your goddamn calendar back.
I'm coming. Hurry up, George. It's important. Will you quit pounding? What's the door, will you?
Look, George. We're to make a telephone call, and you got to make it fast.
You realize I've only been asleep an hour? In the condition I'm in with you waking me up like this, it could set me back for months. What call?
Well, you got to call up your lawyer and tell him to tear up that claim and forget the whole thing, that you're all right now.
What do you mean I'm all right? I can hardly move.
Well, George,
I'm getting worse every day.
George, look, I brought you a bottle of McCoy concentrate. And by tomorrow morning, all the aches and pains will be just a tumbling over the shelves trying to get out of you. Now, make the call.
Will you quit pointing the muzzle of that thing at me? What is this?
George, if you don't get better and get that report back, why, they're going to cancel my driver's license. I'm going to be grounded for life.
Well, the way you drive, Amos, it might be a good idea. What? Amos. You're my best friend. I'd like to help you, but somebody's got to pay for my injuries.
You know, the injury you've got, them psychosomatic.
I have.
All in your mind.
You mean that's affected too, Amos? I'll put in for double.
All it means, George, is you ain't really hurt. It's all up here.
Well, if it's up here, why does it hurt down here and all over?
You ain't going to stop the claim?
I'm sorry, Amos, but this old weather-beaten body of mine ain't got too many years to go, and I'm going to baby it just as long as I can. George, I thought you was my friend. But you ain't got an ounce of friendship in you. And if I ever see you again, I hope I'll be looking the other way. Huh?
Grandpa! Grandpa, it's Luke. He's got the car. It looks just perfect. Don't you want to see it?
Grandpa, ain't you coming out? Oh, I tell you, she runs like a dream. That transmission from the steam shovel works just great.
Good.
And Frank said we can pay it off at $5 a week.
Uh-huh.
Well, don't you at least want to come out and drive her?
It'd be that much tougher if I got the feel of her again.
Well, look, Grandpa, it ain't like you're never going to be traveling in her no more. Any place you want to go, I'll always drive you.
And when I get my license, Grandpa, I'll drive and you can steer.
No, thank the both of you. I'll find some other way to get around.
Some other way?
I thought you said you know how to ride a bike.
Well, I can the big ones. This is little Luke's.
Grandpa, what are you trying to do?
Don't tell me you need the license for this.
It's no use. You cannot win.
Look, Grandpa, there is such a thing as being sensible about this. You don't have...
Well, look who's coming, Luke. You battered old neighbor. You tell him to crawl in here and leave us hear him groan. He ought to be groaning real good by now.
No way to talk.
And look at the limp. He's limping worse than ever. He's limping so bad he's standing straight up. Straight?
Straight as an arrow. Last night when I went to sleep, I was a bent-up mass of kinks. But this morning when I woke up, I was as frisky as a young stallion.
It's a trick. It's a trick just to show us how bad he's feeling.
No, Amos. To tell you the truth, it was that McCoy concentrate that done it.
You use it?
I sure did. And if you bottle it and put it in the market, oh, the whole world will be a damson.
What about your claim, George?
Dropping it like a hot potato.
What?
How about that, Grandpa?
Do you mean it, George?
I sure do.
George, you're a good friend. This calls for celebration. Look, see if you can scare up a little sidey, would you?
Yeah, coming up.
Well, so the old McCoy concentrate picked you up, did it?
Yes, sir. I took 2 fingerfuls in a glass, a cube of ice, a little water, and I drunk it right down. When I woke up this morning, I didn't have an acre of pain left.
You know something, George?
What?
That just goes to prove that the doctor knows what he was talking about when he said that all your aches and pains is in your mind.
Boy, that ain't true, Amos. I don't see no proof.
Well, the proof is the McCoy concentrate ain't supposed to be drunk. It's supposed to be rubbed on.
Oh, rubbed on. Rubbed on? Amos. Call my doctor. Get him.